What is up, friends? Well, it's that time of year again. That time of year when the entire games industry comes together, pretends to like each other, and celebrates the year that is about to end. It's time for the Game Awards 2023, the 10th Game Awards. I'm Fawful DX of Kiro Tarakai, and I'm here to react to and discuss the Game Awards 2023. But I am not alone today. Today, I'm joined by my fellow Kiro Tarakai author and good friend, Tony. Hello, Tony.
Greetings.
You ready to watch the Game Awards?
Oh, I'm ready.
All right. Well, they're about to start here, and we were gonna react to and discuss them. Just chat about games this year in general. I don't know. My feelings are always mixed on the Game Awards. We were just talking about it, and they're kind of a mixed bag. You know, sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad, and it's all a pacing issue. They're not the most well paced.
I feel like there are some games on there that are very select, that apply to a select group of people, certainly.
Yeah, especially the player's choice. You can just get people actually vote. You can just get people backing you just because it's...
Oh, goodness.
And especially, like, on the... I'm glad that for the Game Awards they have a panel of judges for the actual awards, because if it was all popularity, like, games that are released on multiple platforms would have an unfair advantage.
Easily.
But yeah. We'll see. We'll see. And we don't really have any predictions or anything right now, but I'm sure as the different awards come up, we'll probably make predictions about each individual one. But yeah, and yeah, the Game Awards are fun. They're, like I said, mixed bag, but they're like a mini E3 in terms of announcements. They have lots of announcements, which is sometimes too much of a big focus. And I don't know. For a award ceremony, especially one in the games industry, you should have a good balance between celebrating and announcing, you know?
I feel like they could have some... I feel like a lot of their announcements are a lot of PR reps, in a sense. It sounds like, just listen to them.
Yeah.
It sounds like they're trying to really, really push it.
Yeah, you have a mixture between...
It's an interesting touch.
Yeah. You'll have those heartfelt developer acceptance speeches, and then some classic corporate cringe.
Just up there like... yeah.
Some people who sometimes seems like they don't even know what they're talking about.
Yes.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm like I said, I'm mixed on the Game Awards, but I'm always happy to be with a friend and watching it. It's better to watch it with a friend and be able to actually discuss instead of just sitting there and watching it yourself.
Yeah, I'm expecting, I don't know entirely. I feel like there's gonna be like a lot of returning large. I feel like there's gonna be like a lot of MMOs. I don't know why, but I know like I saw like Monster Hunter up there, and I feel like that's been a large one this year. Just like in Nintendo news, especially. Yeah,
there's lots of rumors about Capcom maybe planning something new with Monster Hunter. We'll see. Yeah, it's about to begin here.
There it is.
Oh, hi, it's me, Cindy Goodman.
Okay, so we're starting, as usual, with the 30-minute pre-show, hosted by Cindy Goodman, followed by the ceremony itself, hosted by Geoff Keighley.
The 2023 Game Awards. And just like New Year's Eve, our Game Awards opening act is as full of excitement and celebration as the big event. Tonight, the Game Awards will celebrate the best in gaming from the past year, and we've got more than
the Game Awards will celebrate the best in gaming from the past
old
year,
gods of Asgard
and
are
we've got
here
more
from
than a
Alan
dozen
Wake
new
2.
games.
They take the stage.
Plus the old gods of Asgard.
Okay, that's one of the Game of the Year nominees, Alan Wake 2. I'm sure. Probably in a bit we'll maybe talk about the Game of the Year nominees and which we think is most deserving of the Game of the Year. Because, I mean, this year was a pretty good year for gaming. Not necessarily for my taste, but for gaming as a whole. I mean, a lot of the big AAA games I didn't really play, because of course I'm a Nintendo fanboy with limited tastes, but... And I mean, you're more into the indie scene, right?
I've kind of phased out of that. I don't have much time for those.
Yeah.
They're just so large, and there's just
there's I don't know. I'm trying to get more into indies. But there's just so many that I have a hard time deciding which ones to play.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of the storylines are very whack. The majority of them.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the online, it just gets too much. There's just like people online are, they can ruin a game pretty fast.
we weren't really paying attention. I assume this is a new announcement. Did they say a Plague Tale?
Huh.
Incredible.
That is
And
interesting.
that right after the World
Wasn't
War
expecting it.
Brothers, we have the award for Best Family Game. These are the
Okay.
games that bring families together or tear them apart, depending on
I
how
know
you play.
Super Mario Bros. Wonder and Pikmin 4 are two of the nominees. Let's see what the other ones are.
Party Animals.
Okay.
Pikmin
What do you think should win?
Sonic Superstars. And Super Mario Brothers Wonder.
I feel like Pikmin 4 was.
I want that to win, but I think Super Mario Bros. Wonder is going to win. Pikmin 4 isn't really much of.
It's.
All right, Mario Bros. Wonder.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
You have it.
Okay, yeah. You know, Mario Bros. Wonder, you have your 4-player multiplayer, which I think is a lot better for the family. Your brother.
Plus, the colors are very acceptable. Like
Yeah.
for like little kids, you know, anyone can play.
Yeah. And also, there's Doug Bowser accepting it.
The team really tried to develop a game that allowed people to work together, to play together, whether it was friends or it was family. And for me, my personal experiences, nothing brings a family together more than trying to rescue an empire, a kingdom in distress from the evil likes of Bowser. Whether you're playing
Ironic, it's Doug Bowser saying that.
Mario, Peach, Yoshi, or Nabbit, this game goes to everyone.
But yeah, and as a family game, I haven't actually played Mario Bros. Wonder yet because I'm gonna get it during this holiday season because my family isn't really in town, and I'm waiting till they're back. Because for me, 2D Mario has always been about the multiplayer. It's always been about playing together with friends and family. And I'm sure
Especially
whenever
with I mean that's half the game is half the game's components are all like multiplayer. I feel like a good classic Mario's, you know, Super Mario Bros. That's a good one player. But there's no 2-player option unless you have Luigi, and then it's trading screens.
Okay, so we're going to immediately to another announcement. Yeah, it looks like this year will probably be another year of too much focus on announcements and too little focus on the actual games winning the awards. But that's the Game Awards. But yeah, like I said, your brother Jetstream and I were actually playing some Pikmin 4 multiplayer, and the multiplayer is kind of lackluster. And I honestly. I understand Mario Bros. Wonder winning. It's a lot better of a family multiplayer game than Pikmin.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I do love Pikmin 4, and it's Pikmin 4 just might be my personal game of the year, though it's very close between Pikmin 4 and Tears of the Kingdom. They said this was from the creator of Inscription, so it's a very interesting indie-style game. With all that's going on, I don't know exactly what to say. It's true.
I'm not.
I don't know. I'm more open to Pony Island 2 Panda Circus.
Wow. It's...
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Daniel Mullins, the creator of Inscription, I think they said, and I don't know. That was the Netflix logo just now. I either this is a show adaptation of something or it's one of the games they're bringing to Netflix games. I don't know. Their Game Awards, especially in the past years, they've been promoting stuff from big companies like Netflix. Yeah, alright, so yeah, we're getting 3 announcements in a row.
I'm about to say, yes, more announcements.
Oh boy, yeah. Like I said, it's like a mini E3, you know, the E3's each June, and it has a bunch of announcements, and it's mainly focused on the announcements, but with E3 dead and not really seeming to happen anymore, it's nice to have all these announcements at the Game Awards, but at the same time they are the Game Awards, and it should be more focused on the awards themselves.
They might make the new entire pre-show now just the E3. Because now they don't have this, so they have these extra 30 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they should just this doesn't sound like that great of succession, but split it into 2 events where you have all the announcements and you have the game show separately. I don't know. But, I mean, that's similar to Gamescom, which is also hosted by Geoff Keighley each summer. I don't know. The Game Awards are such a big stage, it makes sense the companies want to put out their upcoming products there, but at the same time, that really shouldn't be the point of the Game Awards.
Yep. 3 games in a row set
I
coming
love
out 2025.
this. Reminds me of my high school days, but the monsters I fought weren't nearly as big as that. You kids these days with your giant monsters and your social media. And speaking of social media, TikTok Live Fest is happening now across 50+ countries on TikTok. Check out the participating gaming creators and don't forget to share all of your favorite gaming moments on TikTok with #GamingOnTikTok. Okay.
#gaming on TikTok, I guess.
There it is, folks.
Oh, man.
Very important message. Don't skip this cutscene, people.
Okay, to another. I was expecting that we would
Get one more at least.
get another war, but no. I'm not. I'm guessing this is an announcement. I'm not sure. Like they'll have ad breaks basically. I'm not sure if this is an ad break or an announcement. Sometimes it's hard for me to tell the difference because they both happen just as frequently. Which, you know, makes sense. I mean, the Game Awards are a big event, and they've got to have their funding, so they've got to have their ad breaks. But
they've got to pay for all those people.
Yeah, and they've got the venue and whatnot, and they do make revenue from ticket sales, which I don't know. I'm not sure how full they fill the venue, but. Yeah. I feel like, this is a fun event to celebrate the games industry, but I think I'm kind of, the Game Awards is a nice reminder of me all the time that I'm a big Nintendo fanboy, and a lot of the other stuff going on in the industry I am not paying attention to much. And so some of these announcements and some of these ads, I'm not even sure what series we're looking at, but who knows? I don't know. In terms of being a Nintendo fanboy, they usually don't have. The past few years, Nintendo really hasn't had much of a presence at the Game Awards in terms of announcements. I'm not sure whether they'll continue that this year. Last year, they didn't really have any big announcements, but they did announce Bayonetta Origins, I think it was, which was the first ever time they announced a brand new game at the Game Awards. Nintendo did.
Okay.
But we'll see. I don't know. Nintendo really likes to.
And was it just Bayonetta? Was that the only one?
Yeah, and they announced the Fire Emblem DLC, but that was already previously announced. They were just saying when it was released. And we haven't really gotten anything like the days of old when they first unveiled gameplay for Breath of the Wild back in 2014 at the Game Awards, when they showcased Joker and Sephiroth in Smash, etc. I think that's increasingly, especially with most likely a new console generation coming up, Nintendo wants to keep their big announcements to their Nintendo Directs. They want to keep them focused on.
They want
Nintendo.
to keep a select group so they can have more.
Yeah.
Well, it gives them more turnout, I guess. They have more content to base off of.
And also, I mean, the Game Awards are a bit of a bigger stage. They have more viewership than a Direct, but at the same time, you have a bunch of other things to distract from your own announcements. It's all a bunch of big announcements from a bunch of different companies.
Like this Warhammer right here. It wasn't even related to Nintendo in any way.
I think this is an ad break, but
yeah.
But yeah, like I was saying,
I think this is Assassin's Creed.
Oh yeah, on the
the
MetaQuest.
Oh my!
I don't know. What do you think of? I mean, it's a discussion that's going on for about almost a decade now, because that's when VR started to rise. It's not much of a new discussion anymore. But what do you think of VR, Tony?
I think it's pretty rough. I think it's pretty scratchy. I think it could be a bit more refined, and I think a lot of the games they pushed on there too soon.
Yeah,
it feels like they tried to rush it too much. Like, I think they put too much behind it, and they said that it was too good. I think they let a lot of people down. It was really
Yeah,
nice.
and they're trying to just put VR as a selling point. When
Exactly,
just because putting a
exactly,
game in VR doesn't make it good. It needs to be an actual good game to
Exactly.
begin with.
You need to market things. It's like the Switch. They need to market games for. So when they release it, they have a company, like have a group that can buy things for that one. Unit or one.
Also, I always complain about VR because it always gives me a headache.
And you can't play Minecraft on the VR. It's not even possible. It gives you a headache.
Yeah.
The best games you can't even play them.
Okay, I think it's the game award for accessibility, I think.
With accessible features and technology that get us all one step
I mean, like, stuff like that's especially been more common in recent games, like different color filters for color blindness and stuff like that, which...
Oh, well. Yeah. Oh, wow. I didn't know all these games had that. That's crazy. Even Forza Motorsport.
I hear Street Fighter 6 had some really good accessibility options.
Wow, that's a lot of games.
Forza Motorsport.
Wow.
Okay.
Interesting. I'm not really sure what options it has, but
Wasn't even aware of that. That's new too. That must be a new thing that a lot of large companies are doing.
yeah, I hear that. Yeah, I'm not sure whether it was actually this most recent Forza game or an upcoming game, but it apparently had a bunch of. It was really pushing technical boundaries in terms of stuff, and had a bunch of options in terms of frame rate and whatnot.
Oh, okay. For like reception and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm sure that's Forza is always interesting because I'm pretty sure it's an annual franchise where they release a new game every year.
That's what I've
and
heard,
really,
yeah.
when you do that,
before they had them numbered, I think.
Yeah, when you do that, that's really most of what's going to be changed is the graphics.
Yes, exactly, like a phone.
Yeah, that's
you release it so often, you go and change so much.
Yeah, that's the problem I have with the yearly releases. It doesn't give a series enough time to actually evolve.
Because I feel like give it 3 years and make an actual impact with a new update, and then people will. But I guess they think that people are gonna. It's all about the sales. When people do annual releases, it's all about the
sales. For like the Maddens and your Assassin's Creeds and your FIFAs, or FC Soccer, I should say now. It's just about the money and putting it out every single year. Because oh no, what if we don't have the profit this year? We gotta keep on putting it out.
It's all in the revenue. And if you push the new game, then everyone has to have the new game. And if you make them uncompatible online, then you can't play with someone else with the new one if you don't have the new one. So everyone needs the new one.
Yeah, man,
it's all the money.
Annual releases they're a thing, and they're not a thing I'm most happy with.
Thankfully, though, Nintendo doesn't do them. So.
Yeah, I mean that's how Nintendo really doesn't do them. Unfortunately, I mean they used to release a Mario Party every year, which they don't do that anymore.
That's true, they did. But when did they stop that? They stopped that.
Yeah, they stopped that, but like back in the. Like, after Mario Party 8, there was a gap between 8 and 9.
Yeah, because they didn't really have...
Which was also because the studio that originally developed Hudson Soft shut down and had to make a new studio just to make the new Mario Party. But yeah. But I think the most guilty one not entirely by Nintendo, but on a Nintendo platform is, of course, Pokemon. They usually release a game every year, which is why I'm so happy that... Pokemon didn't release a game this year. They released DLC, but they didn't release a game, which I'm kind of glad with because they released like 2 Pokemon games last year, Arceus and
large
Scarlet
games
Violet.
too, very large.
And
Multi
Scarlet and Violet suffered because of that. That's interesting. I mean, you don't really have that many games focusing on a truly deaf protagonist.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. I don't know. Yeah.
Netflix games.
Honestly, I don't know how much better games get. What happens past the golden age? Platinum? Is this the platinum age of gaming? Also, can I please be paid in platinum? I'd like a direct deposit, please. And now I have the honor of announcing the winners for our 5 esports categories. The nominees for Best Esports Athlete are Faker,
I don't know about you, Tony, but I don't really keep
I
up
don't-
with
I don't-
esports at all, and I have no idea who any of these are.
Probably the only one I've ever heard of is Hydra, I think.
It shows, I mean, you don't know even more about esports than I do, and the little that I know, it just shows how ignorant I am.
The only bit I know of esports are from Concord, because they have their own esports branch, or own esports, they have an esports building over there. They have an esports team that's been ranking like #1 in like statewide and stuff. So that's
Yeah, I don't know how the esports
I'm not
community
sure.
feels about. They're just going through these 3 awards right in a row without focusing on them much. Which I mean,
I don't know.
I don't care about them much since I'm not into esports. But I don't know.
They're blazing through them a lot faster than we went to the awards.
Yeah,
that one award.
I guess they're trying to make up for having a bunch of announcements by just doing a bunch of awards in a row and not really focusing on them. Best esports game.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, that was very heavy 2023, 2022, 2023 game.
And again, I don't really keep up with those esports games because I'm not much of an online multiplayer person. Yeah, but I'm sure you and Jetstream, you have more experience than I do with those online multiplayer games. Like most of my extent is a bit of Smash Bros and mostly Splatoon.
Smash Bros is the best.
Yeah.
It's better than most online games. The only game I've ever played in that entire list, I think, was like PUBG once, and it was mobile, so it wasn't even that good. All the rest of those games I haven't played because they're so.
Smash is pretty good online when it works. Whenever I play it, it just has a bunch of issues.
It's glitchy, to say the least.
I'd have to say probably the smoothest experience I've had with
Let's leave another Netflix game.
The smoothest experience I've had with online is probably Splatoon. Splatoon, just, especially the more recent games, they run especially smoothly.
This is a graphic game.
Okay. It says one of the makers of Dead Cells, which I've. Dead Cells is especially. I'm pretty sure it came out last gen, but it's one of those big pushing forward indie games. I've always thought, yeah, it's one of those indie games I'm like, I should play Dead Cells sometime, but I'm not sure if it would appeal to me. And that's the thing about indie games. So much often it's a lot about the art style, and I'm not sure whether the actual gameplay would appeal to me.
That's the large majority of indie games. It's more of like a visual adventure than anything else.
Yeah, which is nice. It's nice to have a bunch of interesting art styles, but I'm more like it when they have a very interesting have a very interesting gameplay premise. Like over the past few months, I've fallen in love with Yoku's Island Express, which is an indie game that's a pinball Metroidvania.
Wow. Okay. Actually, there have been some what do you mean pinball? How does that style?
So you roll around and you have pinball paddles everywhere, and you use those to navigate the world. So it has all the exploration of a Metroidvania, but the fun elements of a pinball game. I guess that's probably describes my taste in indies most, because I'm not looking as much for art style. I'm more looking for an interesting gameplay premise.
Yeah.
Again, the art styles are always very nice, but art style should.
I feel like it should come second to a good.
Yeah.
To a good. It should
reflect.
Art style, it should reflect the quality.
Exactly. Art style is always very important, but gameplay should always come first. There are very few games where I feel like art style is what carries it. It's mainly gameplay. But it's always about having that nice balance between a excellent art style but also excellent gameplay.
And art style can be the seller. It just can't be the main point, because you can't have a game with poor details and amazing art, because then no one's gonna play it. No one's gonna buy the game.
Yeah.
They'll like the ads, but that's pretty much it. That's really all art style is good for. Is exciting ads.
The old age-old debate of graphics versus gameplay, which is better.
Over at SUN's New York City flagship location with typical gamer and Chica. I wish I could be at two places at once, but the last time I tried to clone myself, I sparked a pretty sizable fire in the MIT Experimental Physics Lab. Oops. But we can talk about that later. Let's check out what
Alternating between advertisements, awards, and quips.
Yep.
Oh boy, Starfield. Man, I didn't really keep up with Starfield that much. It was apparently not all it was cut up to be. But apparently this is Samsung. I'm not sure whether Samsung has tried to get into gaming before, but it's always interesting when companies like that, like Apple and Samsung and Verizon, try to get into gaming with their own platforms. It doesn't really work, you know.
There's already so much there. You're gonna have a hard time competing.
Okay, what have we got here? This is Atlas.
Looks like
This is Persona, I'm pretty sure.
yeah.
But I'm not familiar enough with Persona to know whether this is a new game or an old game. I think it's an old game. Because I think each Persona game kind of has its own color scheme, and I think they already did the blue one. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. Yeah.
I think it is Persona though.
Yeah, it is, definitely. By the musical style,
definitely.
by the musical style and the graphical style, yeah, you can tell it's Persona.
It's for sure.
But
yeah. Plus the clocks.
Yeah, Lotus doesn't many Persona. Yeah, excuse me. Yeah. But again, like I said, I'm not familiar enough with the series to know if this is an old game. I'm pretty sure it's an old game. I'm trying to remember. I think Persona 3 is like the one with the yellow color scheme, and is this Persona 4? I'm not sure. Like I said, these big scale anime RPGs have never really appealed to me, and that's overall. I'm not an RPG guy at all. Okay, yeah. Looking at this more and more, I'm pretty sure this is 3 or 4. Okay, it's 3. Persona 3.
A remake, I guess.
Yeah, I think they had already announced that. But I think okay. Wait, is this? I guess this was all in the Game Pass announcement. So I guess they're saying that it's coming to Game Pass on
Pass
Xbox.
now.
Because yeah, they had already announced all those Persona 3 Reloaded and Persona 4 Golden, that those were coming to Nintendo and other platforms.
Maybe that was a compilation of all 4.
Yeah, I don't know.
Just all of them from Game Pass.
Between 2 nominated games tonight. Let's check it out.
2 nominated. Oh, so this is Dave the Diver, which was nominated for Indie Game. Oh, and Dredge. So this is a crossover between Dave the Diver and Dredge. So your fishing life sim kind of game and your horror fishing game, which is interesting. They're both fishing games. It's fun that they're going to cross over. But we're gonna probably address it now. Is the good time that Dave the Diver was nominated for Indie Game, even though it's technically not an indie game. Dave the Diver is actually developed by Nexon, I think, which is a big South Korean studio. So it's not really an indie game.
It's made to look indie.
Yeah, it's an indie style game, but not actually an indie game, which has caused a lot of controversy. But that's very interesting. Dredge and Dave the Diver are both nominees this year. That's interesting that they're getting a crossover right in time.
They're both simple games, and they're very similar, so I can see how they could just, connect them.
Yeah. All right, it's Content Creator of the Year right now, and I don't know any of these people.
Only one I know is Kraken.
Yeah.
Okay.
Iron Mouse. Okay.
There it is.
Most of the content creators I keep up with are Nintendo fanboys just like me, and even so, I don't really keep up with that many content creators. Okay, so Iron Mouse is a VTuber. I don't know. Maybe I'm just too much of an old man, which I'm not. I'm a young person. I don't get VTubers.
I don't
get VTubers at all.
Who brings all my ideas to life. Thank you so much to my team that helps me every single day. And thank you so much for the Game Awards. I still can't believe this is all happening. Thank you again, everybody.
I don't know, and
It's fun.
it's their own way of expression, but I don't know. It just VTubers feel so artificial to me,
Exactly.
and that's
It
I
doesn't
guess
feel-
that might be kind of the point, but I don't really get VTubers, but. And that's a topic I've kind of been thinking about as over the past few years as they've come into more prominence. This is what is this? That game? It was a Wii Shop. It was a Wii Shop game that was very popular back in the day. I think they ported to Switch. Something with there's so many games that were on the Wii with Blob in their name for some reason. Like The Blob and A Boy and His Blob, and I can't remember the name of this one. But I think they're saying that this is a sequel, I guess. Which is this is one of the games that's been on my radar because they ported it to Switch, and I just can't remember its name. But it was one of those very interesting, very unique. Games on the Wii Shop back before digital games were really much of a thing, and it kind of pushed digital gaming and downloaded games.
Wow, yeah.
So it's interesting that after all these years, it's finally getting a sequel. That's cool. But yeah, probably not really. I probably want to check out the first game before I check out this. I'm not even sure. We'll see what platforms it's coming to. It doesn't look that technically demanding, so I assume they probably would have it on Switch since they have the first game on Switch. But yeah, you like point it around and control it with the Wii remote, which I hear felt very organic and nice.
You could just kind of
World of Goo. There it is. World of Goo 2. Which rhymes.
Is it part of a series of like multiple Goo, or are they all different?
I think that it's just one. It was just one game, World of Goo.
Almost as satisfying as the Game Awards show that's minutes away. We have one more huge world premiere, a brand new fantasy RPG from the creators of Persona 3, 4, and 5.
Wow, okay.
Another thing from the creators of Persona. Okay. But yeah,
Persona's wow.
that's fun. World of Goo. Oh, I assume this looks like Xbox exclusive from, I guess, the logo beginning.
No conflict exists, much like the world His Highness once dreamt of.
To put it another way, this is a fantasy.
Yeah, that's awesome. World of Goo 2. I'm pretty sure that was a brand new announcement, but that's cool. Always fun when games that really haven't gotten a sequel in so many years get something finally. But in the art style it's going for, very, very similar to Persona in what it's going for with the art style, and even in the menu, Persona always has very stylish menus.
It's very surreal. It's their sort of
and
art style.
Yeah, and I guess this is going for more of a bit more of a fantasy setting than Persona, which was always modern day urban Japan, which is interesting. Again, like I said, these anime style JRPGs are not really my thing at all. Good music, I'll give it that. Good music.
Sounds like Smash Bros. Worthy.
Yeah, kind of reminds me slightly of some grand Fire Emblem chorus, Metaphor. Fantasio?
Fantasy?
I don't know.
Fantasy? I don't know.
Okay, my friends, that is it for opening act. We are very far from done. Our big show is about
Okay.
to begin.
Looking at the opening act, it seems like this year is a lot similar to last year's, with too much focus on the announcements and too little focus on.
So the
games
entire opening was entirely announcements, almost.
Yeah.
Announcements and ads.
Yeah, we'll see. And going into this, there'll be hopefully, I'm pretty sure, Gonzo. Muppets. Yep.
Hey!
I think Geoff Keighley tweeted about that before the show. Geoff Keighley for some reason is a big fan. He's never said this I'm not sure if he said he's a fan of the Muppets, but he obviously is. He has them every year, and he's they had on Disney Plus the Haunted Mansion Muppets, which he was in that as a voice actor. Or so Geoff Keighley is a fan of the Muppets, which is fine by me, but I'm not sure how the Muppets exactly fit.
How big's
I don't know. I guess a bit of comic relief. So here the main ceremony itself is beginning. But yeah, Muppets at the Game Awards. I've been there almost every year for some reason. Last year it was Animal, and he made a joke about wanting to have a game called Animal Crossing. That part did genuinely make me laugh. Oh, there's Doug Bowser, A.G. Aonuma. We'll see if A.G. Aonuma goes to the stage at all to accept an award for Tears of the Kingdom. We'll see. It's been nominated for 6 awards, and we'll see. I guess in a bit we'll talk about the Game of the Year, but it's always that usually most years Nintendo gets the most nominations, but they usually don't get
They
them.
don't get all of them.
They don't. Yeah, they usually don't get the most wins. Actually, but that's interesting because I mean they put out a bunch of great games, but they sometimes it seems like whoever is on the board for the Game Awards doesn't really see them as winner worthy, but as nomination worthy. Which I don't know. I'm clearly biased as a Nintendo fanboy, but yeah.
More immersive than an extraordinary video game. Great games comfort us, help us understand different perspectives on the world, and maybe even change us. That's what makes this medium different. Games, the actual things we play, are insanely special. And we're going to celebrate that for the next few hours. And we've got such an amazing group of people with us. They're built by talented creators and teams, and many of them are.
Yeah, I'll give Geoff Keighley that. He's right. You know, the interactive medium of games is rather unique. And there's things that in games that you really can't do in any other medium. And that's one of the reasons I like games so much. They can do unique things.
Mark Cerny, PlayStation's lead system architect, celebrating 25 years of Cerny Games. Thank you for being here, Mark. Of course, the team behind Pizza Towers here, too.
That's interesting because there was you can't really go Game Awards without having some sort of controversy, but it was a controversy this year that Pizza Tower was only nominated for Best Debut Indie rather than Best Indie, even though lots of people consider it one of the best indies of the year. But it's kind of controversial that Pizza Tower is not in the Best Indie category, but Dave the Diver is.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's...
Somebody didn't say Dave the Diver stole the title.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems every Game Awards can never go by without some sort of controversy.
The actor behind Kratos in God of War, Christopher Judge.
All right, here's Christopher Judge. It's funny. Last year, he kind of became infamous because he was nominated. He was awarded Best Voice Actor for his role as Kratos, and he gave a very, very long acceptance speech, like 7 minutes. It's the world record for the longest acceptance speech, and that was.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
No way.
It was an interesting moment.
Wait, the world record for the longest. Wow.
Yeah. It was a very heartfelt speech, but you could tell Geoff was kind of upset because it kind of did slightly throw off the pacing.
I get it. Not gonna.
Yeah. So they're parodying him. That's fun when someone's good natured enough to parody themselves.
Fun fact. My speech was actually longer than this year's Call of Duty campaign.
Oh yeah. What was the most recent Call of Duty? I think it was Modern Warfare 3.
Maybe, yeah.
I think there was some talk about that being rushed. Which, I mean, Call of Duty being one of those annual franchises that we were talking about earlier.
Yes. A
They
lot
are
of the games
usually
get
being
overlooked.
rushed.
The last successful game I think was one called like Black Ops or something along those lines.
Yeah,
And that
I
was
mean,
like
every
years and years ago.
every Call of Duty gets some amount of sales. That's why they do them
Yes.
every year.
Yes, they're reliable, like Madden or
Okay,
like
best
FIFA.
voice actor.
Oh wow.
Some of big voice actors and prominent protagonist roles. Here's our first nomination for Baldur's Gate 3, which I'm pretty sure is the most nominated game this year, including Game of the Year. Let's see who wins Best Performance this year.
Whoever wins. Jeff has given me the okay to say, take as long as you want to, thank everyone who's ever missed anything in your life. And I dare you.
Like how they have all the pictures of the actual voice actors in the audience, but they have for Idris Elba they just have a kind of stock photo.
I didn't notice
He's
that.
probably not even there. Which okay, that's the first win of award for Baldur's Gate 3.
Yes, it is.
The first of, I expect, many awards winning, because it was apparently a very, very good RPG. And caused back when it released in the summer caused a lot of discussion and stir. We'll see whether it wins Game of the Year.
There's the first award for Baldur's Gate.
Yep.
Hi.
I wonder what they would have done if Idris Elba won, or if they already told him and said you don't have to.
And
come.
you don't have to show up.
I just wanted to say I don't have much time.
I'll give it a shot.
Thank you so very much for that voting.
My incredible fellow actors, the nominees,
unbelievable
to be even considered amongst you is extraordinary.
Baldur's Gate 3 apparently had a ton of voice work, a ton of voice lines recorded for it, and because it has a large cast of characters all voice acted, which is very admirable that they're having all these actors come in and give these excellent performances for a bunch of different roles.
And to my agents, I will thank you later. I'm sorry, I'm going to wrap it up. One thing I will say, please, if that's okay, the community has reached out to so many of us and said they were seen and they were represented by this game when they lost hope, they felt isolated, they felt alone, and this game brought them together and gave them something to push through, to help them all. And to you, I want to say thank you so much for seeing us.
Oh, sure. They were kind of starting up that music. I wonder if that was his cue to stop. I wonder if they.
Yeah.
I don't know.
If they
And that was a very good reach out to the crew, the developers, and the voice actors. But I don't know. It felt like he was cut off there.
There are lots more awards to come, but now it's time to look ahead to what you'll be playing.
He was saying that he didn't have much time left, so maybe he was.
And he said I had to wrap up. Apparently, I wonder if they gave him a cue.
I think there might have been some screen above them or something.
I don't know. That feels bad. If they're rushing the acceptance speeches, that's not. And moving on to some sort of celebrity.
They gave him off for Matthew McConaughey. Okay. That's interesting.
Okay.
Good to be here. What's up, everybody? Good to be here with you.
And I doubt that they'll give him cues to wrap up. Man, that's not. I don't feel so good about that. If they are rushing the acceptance speeches.
And they're putting out actors for some reason. I don't know if it's a PR thing or what.
I don't know. Geoff Keighley has a thing with trying to get some star power behind the Game Awards, and I don't. Let the industry speak for itself, rather than these people who probably don't even know.
Most they don't even know what they're talking about.
Yeah, I don't really know much about games at all.
When the Arctag team first reached out to me, I was excited about becoming a part of the gaming world, but what really turned me on was when they shared the game's vision and my role in it. I will be voicing the character in this game, and all I can say is that I will have a unique relationship with every player. In this game, time
Moves differently.
Moves differently.
Days for you.
Days for
are
you.
decades for
are
your loved ones
decades
back
for your
home.
loved ones back home.
Choices that you make
Choices that you make
not only affect the people
not
that
only
you love,
affect
But I don't
the
really
people
keep up
you
with
love,
celebrities.
but
Do you know
also
Matthew
entire
McConaughey? Was that what it said?
generations.
That's
What is he known for?
I think he's
I have had some
actor.
experience with time dilation.
Okay.
Remember, he's a voice actor.
now you can too.
Now you can too.
I don't know. I don't really keep up with celebrities. I mainly know.
Exodus.
Okay, let's see what he's trying to hype up. Exodus. Okay.
We need to head back.
Hold on, I'm getting a reading.
I don't know. Spacey vibes is giving me thoughts back to Starfield, and how that wasn't that well received this year.
To fight against the Celestials, humanity's greatest enemy. They found us.
I don't know. We'll see what this is. Exodus game is all about, but it seems like to be more driven by narrative than gameplay.
They ripped our ship apart, and I had to save her. I led them away from this world.
Yeah, I mean, in this trailer we haven't really seen any gameplay at all. Which, I mean, a lot of reveal trailers are usually cinematics, and then gameplay comes later in another trailer. But
Time's close to a crawl. It was only 8 days for me, but an entire lifetime passed for her. And in the chaos of those final moments, we never said goodbye.
I love you.
Our service, our sacrifice, discovers worlds, seeds hope, breaks empires.
and I'm sure that they can have touching narrative-driven games like this, but it's a game. It's not
It's
a
not a
movie. I love a game with a good narrative, but a good narrative should always be upheld by gameplay. And here we're seeing gameplay, and it's looking to be, I don't want to say
Standard.
generic, but it's just
It looks
action, first-person shooter kind of stuff.
Yeah. Looks like standard controls,
Yeah.
maybe.
We'll see. We'll see.
That is a very exciting project. Give me some Mass Effect vibes, and I appreciate the team sharing the first glimpse of gameplay at the end there.
Great. All right, well now we're going to go right on to another world premiere.
Right on to another world premiere. Okay. Okay, something from
PlayStation.
PlayStation.
This is like a Game of Thrones.
I'm not keeping my hopes up, but this is giving me slight Team Eco vibes. But I don't think Team Eco is active anymore. Okay, it's God of
Okay,
War.
so it's
So I assume this is some sort of DLC for God of War Ragnarok. Yeah, same developers.
Master thyself.
Yep, here we get to hear some of Christopher's Judge's award-winning voice work.
Why exactly are we doing this?
So yeah, I assume this is DLC for the most recent God of War, just like they did DLC for the second Horizon Zero Dawn. God of War Ragnarok Valhalla, so yes.
okay. Is it?
I guess that is DLC for Ragnarok. Oh, just releasing in a few days, so I guess
Okay, so
kind
Christmas.
of not quite as good as when they revealed the Champions Ballad DLC for Breath the Wild at the Game Awards 2017 and said it's available right now, and they released it the same day. That was great. But yeah, just a few days away. I guess they'll get to experience that DLC. I assume.
We'll say it's gonna be a selling point for the PS4 or PS5, I guess.
Yeah. They like to get their AAA games and then put the DLC out for it. I don't know whether that. Oh, okay. It's free DLC for it. That's even more nice. That
Okay.
I guess to get people to return back to it and play it some more. So I assume this is like a brand new announcement because I mean it's a bit smaller scale DLC where it's free and they just announce it suddenly and release it. But that's cool.
I love that this show can give a platform to independent creators. Their last game in 2019 was a sensation, and their next project is equally exciting
So new.
and unexpected.
New indie project from a famous indie. Oh, from the creators of Untitled Goose Game, a game we like very much, right, Tony?
Yes, indeed.
Oh, let's see what their minds have cooked up next. I like video games for me and my friends.
In all honesty, I'm a little bit afraid. That game was a lot. It was so simple on the surface, but all the missions, all the side missions.
Let's see whether this erupts or anything, but I don't know. Is this a more serious vibe? But let's see whether. Okay, no. Never mind. Never mind. I take it back.
This is Untitled Goose Game.
I don't know. A very realistic environment with these fun cartoony characters.
Let's go.
This is.
It's always great to see what these guys cook up.
I'm so confused with what I'm seeing right now.
Because it's kind of open world multiplayer. I'm assuming online open world multiplayer with these interesting things. Big Walk by House House.
Wow,
only a title that House House could come up with.
Yes.
Okay, we'll see how that develops.
That does look interesting.
Did it say release here?
I think it's.
I'm not sure if it said one, but we'll see. So they did a game. They did a giveaway at the Game Awards last year where they gave a Steam Deck away every minute.
What? Every minute?
Yeah, and that's I'm sure that might have been why Geoff Keighley was a bit upset that Christopher Judge's speech went a bit long. He had to give away more Steam Decks, but this year I think they've limited it to only 100 Steam Decks. So they're not. If it goes a bit long, yeah.
So, wow, that's like a lot of people would enter that.
Yeah, but I mean, last year was even more because it was one every minute, and the Game Awards went longer.
Yeah.
But this is the new Prince of Persia game, I guess, by Ubisoft, which is. I want to see how it turns out. People are complaining about it being a 2D game and a $60 release. 2D games can still be really good experiences worth $60. I don't know, like Metroid Dread, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. I mean, again, those are Nintendo games, but they're 2D games, but they're still really good.
Still...
And I've never really understood people complaining about 2D games. 2D games, in 2D and 3D games, you can do different things, and one's not necessarily better than the other. 3D games can be more immersive, but 2D games can be more tightly designed. We'll see how this new Prince of Persia game turns out. I think it's the first one in a long time, and the last one was a 3D game. But it's interesting that it's returning in a ways back to the roots of Prince of Persia, because Prince of Persia did start out as a 2D game. Although I'm pretty sure that this is a Metroidvania, which I'm always interested to see. Oh, nice free demo. More Metroidvanias.
Oh, okay. Lego game.
I think this is the Lego Fortnite thing.
What they put out. What's that about? I've been seeing so much about this.
I have no idea. It's either I think it's like DLC for Fortnite, but yeah, you know far more about Fortnite than I do or ever will.
This is just.
But I think it was like a new Fortnite mode with Lego based on building, which sounds interesting. But I guess it fits in Fortnite. I'm not sure.
Huh. Looks like Lego's just trying to sell more sets, but
Definitely. But an interesting crossover to say the least.
ambitious, certainly.
Yeah, we'll see how it turns out. I'm not sure when this is coming out. Pretty sure it's out now. Or I'm not sure. Is this a? I'm not entirely sure whether this is a new announcement or whether this. I'm pretty sure it was rumored before. I'm not entirely sure. I don't keep up with Fortnite at all. I'm sounding like an old person, but I never even played Fortnite.
It looks like there's no resemblance at all.
Interesting. But yeah, like I said, I'm not big on online multiplayer games. Lego Fortnite, and there you have it.
Well, there it is, folks.
Interesting.
I'm not sure what I just saw. In all honesty.
Yeah.
I thought she was saying stands.
Performing an original piece from our upcoming game.
But yeah, there's been some, and like I said before, this year is another year where we've had not a good balance between announcements and actually celebrating the nominees and award winners. But I think we have had some interesting announcements. Certainly World of Goo 2 I did not see coming, and a new game from House, from the creators of Untitled Goose Games, is always welcome. I think is this happening on the stage, or is this pre-recorded? They always have some performances from bands I've usually never heard of. I'm not sure whether this is the... I think they said it was from Hellblade 2. I'm not sure. But yeah, at least these performances at the Game Awards, I guess, are a bit of a breather in between things. A bit of a slower pace before you get back to the rapid pace.
Of
yeah.
Announcements to awards.
But I guess now we can maybe talk about the Game of the Year nominees now. Because this year there's 6 nominees. It's Tears of the Kingdom, Baldur's Gate 3, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, the Resident Evil 4 remake, and what's the last one? Did I already say Alan Wake 2, I think? Yeah, Alan Wake 2. I think that's all of them.
Wonder already got an award, didn't it?
Yeah,
for best
family game.
Yeah,
and I don't think that Wonder's gonna win Game of the Year. I think it's honestly down to Tears of the Kingdom and Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah, me too. Yes, I was about to say Baldur's Gate as well.
And as much as I want Tears of the Kingdom to win, because it's probably my personal Game of the Year. It's very close, again, like I said, between Pikmin 4 and Tears of the Kingdom. But I think Baldur's Gate is going to win, just because of all the buzz around how good of a game it was. I don't think it's on consoles yet.
I feel like it has a lot of buzz, like you said, but I think that's what's going to get it to win. I think it has like a lot of excitement around it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's just going to be like. I don't think it's going to stay around for a long time. I don't think it's going to be a classic like Tears of the Kingdom is, but
I'm sure it. I guess it. I don't know. It's a, again, I'm not big into RPGs, and it's a D&D based giant RPG open world game, and I'm sure that appealed to a lot of people, and both fans of D&D and people who aren't fans of D&D. But yeah, it's interesting because I had not really heard of Baldur's Gate, the series, before this, and that's because Baldur's Gate 2 came out in the year 2000, before I was even born. It's been 23 years between Baldur's Gate 2 and Baldur's Gate 3, and it had like a 6-year development life cycle of the game. With how long they've waited for it and how much, I guess, they've improved on the previous games, which being over 2 decades ago, I guess it probably deserves it. Tears of the Kingdom...
coming a long time.
Yeah. Tears of the Kingdom was really good. It disappointed some fans, and also...
I can feel them on my skin.
You may... It really depends on who is playing Tears of the Kingdom, because... A lot of it is about crafting these wacky contraptions with all these parts.
Yeah.
And it all depends on whether that appeals to you. And it doesn't necessarily appeal to everyone. And so I think Baldur's Gate is, in terms of concept, Baldur's Gate is a bit more straightforward of a game that can appeal to more people than Tears of the Kingdom, where some people might come to it for the adventure, some people might come to it for the crafting, when a lot of it is the crafting and making these crazy vehicles. And so ultimately, I think that probably Baldur's Gate 3 will win, and it deserves it. It deserves it. And that's... Ever since Baldur's Gate 3 released in the summer, people have been saying that, yeah, this is probably going to win Game of the Year. Which, again, it deserves it.
A lot of people like Breath of the Wild, too, as well. And so that when Tears of the Kingdom came out, people, I guess, were disappointed that it was so similar.
Yeah.
In some cases, they wanted some brand new...
Yeah,
which is ironic because they didn't like they didn't like what was that game called? The Mass Combat sequel to Breath of the Wild.
Oh, Age of Calamity.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
No one.
That was a completely different game.
Yeah, and then so they were expecting something wild for Tears of the Kingdom, and people said it was more of a DLC for Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, they said it was like $700 DLC, which in the end, it isn't. It has enough new that it's a completely new experience. But, yeah, and a lot of people are disappointed with how similar it is, which I can completely understand that. And really, Tears of the Kingdom is one of those games where it all depends on what you put into it. How much you're going to spend with building contraptions and creating crazy vehicles, something that is honestly a lot of fun, but only a lot of fun to some people.
It's the game for the people that like to get 100% on the game. You know, that like to complete every mission.
And that's me.
I'm
currently, I think, at like 92, 92.89%.
Congratulations.
I have less than 100 forks left. Yeah, I love Breath of the Wild and I love Tears of the Kingdom, but I don't think it's going to win Game of the Year.
Please welcome a former Game Award winner nominated tonight for Best Fighting Game, the creative director of NetherRealm Studios. It's Ed Boon.
Oh, Ed Boon. So he's the guy behind Mortal Kombat.
Okay.
Mortal Kombat 1. They released a reboot of the Mortal Kombat series and titled it Mortal Kombat 1. After Mortal Kombat 11 a few years ago.
Are the ones we get lost in. Tonight's nominees for Best Narrative got us all in their drama, in their characters.
But yeah, Mortal Kombat 1 was interesting because most of what I know about it is from the Switch port, and that was very poor. It did not perform that well and did not have the same content and features as the other console releases. Okay, so this is Best Narrative. See if Baldur's Gate 3 wins its second award. Let's see.
Cyberpunk, Final Fantasy. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. We'll see.
Spider-Verse.
Honestly, yeah, a lot of those games were some pretty great narrative-driven games. We'll see which one it is. Alan Wake 2.
Wow, okay. Wasn't expecting that.
You know, your kind of dark psychological horror thing, which I think has some nice nuance to the story, I guess. And was that Coldplay?
Thank you so much.
I can't tell. I don't know.
It might have been, whenever they play some sort of pop song in it, I'm like, oh. They could be playing some music from the game. Actually,
I will say, yeah, it's like actual.
Designers who made the story into
gameplay, Simone, Molly, the whole narrative team.
Yeah, apparently the narrative of Alan Wake 1 kind of wrapped up pretty nicely, but then they wanted to do more with it, and so they released Alan Wake 2.
All the wonderful actors here tonight, some of them Melanie, Ilkka, Matt and David, but the whole cast, wonderful actors, and the
So it
song.
looks like we're about an hour into the Game Awards, so we've got 2.5 hours left. So we'll see how it continues with probably the same pacing. Oh, there's the music cutting in again.
There's the cue.
Coming through bright music for our chapter songs. Thank you.
The music probably just gets louder and louder until it drowns it out.
Push things further, to do something new, and it's always a risk.
I should get out a timer and see how long it takes for the music to get going.
It means so much. I'll treasure this always. Thank you.
That's some interesting music.
All right, ad break. Okay, so I mean, so far it's been about the same as previous years. Too much focus on the announcements rather than the awards. It seems like more of an opportunity for advertising rather than an opportunity for celebrating, which is what the Game Awards should be.
Which is ironic because they cut the celebrations very short. When you hear the ominous music starts cutting in every time.
She wanted to show you what she's been working on before she's even signed it with a publisher or a platform. I said, come to this show, just show it to the audience and the fans first. So that's what we're going to do. We're honored to have her back at the Game Awards. Please give a warm welcome to Akumi Nakamura.
She really amazing gamer. Hi, Ikumi Nakamura desu. Konnichiwa. I'm super excited to be on this stage again. Thank you. First, I want to say thank you to the Anshin artist, Miteru. And you, thank you, all of you. Your support changed my life.
Very unique performance.
Yeah, you might say that.
Very cringy in some cases.
It's time to see the unseen.
It's certainly interesting. It is nice to have a focus on indie developers. This is a smaller developer, I guess, but yeah, we'll see what this is. And like I said, over the past few years, I've been trying to get into the indie scene more, and it's just so hard because there's so much in there. Certainly also looks very interesting, I guess you could say. Noda. Okay.
So many incredible projects tonight. Thank you, Kumi. Now, tonight, it's not lost on me that all of our Game of the Year nominees are from big established franchises.
Mm-hmm.
And while we all love a big sequel, it's important to use a place like TGA to introduce you to brand new worlds like what you just saw with Curry and like this project.
What is this one? Okay, so from the creators of Ori. It's interesting. It's I guess medieval setting, but it's more Scottish, which is interesting because usually any sort of medieval kind of game you go for more English or continental European medieval style. Which is an interesting take, but this doesn't exactly look like the kind of game for me.
Yeah, it looks like a pretty classic, like, online sort of looking MMO, combat based. It doesn't look like the online, but
yeah, it looks like a no rest for the wicked. It looks like a sort of hack and slash style thing, which is I enjoyed the Hyrule Warriors games, and I enjoyed hack and slash kind of stuff sometimes, but it's not really a genre I enjoy that much. But it doesn't look entirely to be hack and slash. We'll see.
During the Game Awards, viewers in the US can enter to win one of 100 Lenovo Legion handhelds, a Windows 11 gaming PC in your hand. Head to TGALegion.com.
So more giveaways than just the Steam Deck.
they're doing a lot of giveaways.
Yeah, just to get people watching. Hey,
Wow,
it's
that
detachable
looks
controllers.
awesome.
Looks very familiar.
Looks very familiar there.
I don't know.
Reminds me of
It's
something. I don't care if
start
finger on it.
Nintendo starts something and
And everyone else just completely bandwagons on.
yeah. That's really. It's been, you know, almost 7 years since the Switch released, and it's surprising how quickly we've come to take for granted the idea of a hybrid console. When a few years ago that wasn't even a thing. You had your dedicated handhelds and your dedicated home consoles, and you didn't have this one that is both and is very. You can use it on your screen, but you can use it anywhere else as well. I don't know. It's when I just stop and think about it for a moment, I'm like, it's still today still seems crazy. But it's so simple. You're just combining home console and handheld console into one thing. It's a simple idea, but it's so revolutionary.
So fast.
Yeah, and I'm excited.
Everyone has. This is proof that everyone has.
Mm-hmm.
Samsung has one. Like every single person has.
Yeah.
Xbox, I think, is about to have one if they don't already have theirs.
Yeah, and
PlayStation, I think, was.
And I think as Switch is first, it's the one that's seen the most success, and I am excited to see. Most people think that the successor is coming next year. We'll see. We'll see if it does, but I'm excited to see what the future holds for Nintendo and hybrid consoles. This is the Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora game, which I've never really seen Avatar, and I don't really keep up with anything in it, but I don't know.
Frontiers of Pandora, available now.
So I guess it's another ad break then.
It's just a wiffle waffle. You can't even aim when you go into battle.
I am a baron. You are a border. I like decrees. You make smarter.
I got an anchor. You need force Francis
Always very cringeworthy when companies like that try to appeal to a gaming demographic and don't really.
I don't know what I just heard, but I don't think I want to hear it again. I'll stay away from Discord.
That's a good way to put it. Oh,
there it is.
Yeah, I only ever use it for the to keep up with Fluffy and Drago, but other than that, yeah. Yep, they are matching.
So
Hmm.
Gonzo, what have you been playing? Seriously, what have you been playing? Hey everybody, Gonzo's buying everyone popcorn tonight. Hey, wait a minute.
Okay, slightly funny bit. I mean,
Yeah, well, thank you. Seriously,
I'm not too big of a Muppets fan, but I've always enjoyed the Muppets. But
Well, lots and lots of Tears of the Kingdom. What an incredible game. You know that one mission where you follow the cuckoo up a hill? I lost track of how many days I spent doing that. The objective is really, just follow the chicken. You don't have to ask me twice.
That's right, you do love your chicken.
slight spoiler: that quest, it turns out that the cuckoo is actually a Yiga's foot soldier in disguise. Okay.
Are you kidding? Actually, if you have the time. Hey, you guys got a minute? I'd like to show you how this year's greatest games all revolve around one central theme. Check this out.
Got the case board? Yeah, that's quite a conspiracy you've uncovered.
I know. You probably think I'm obsessed with chickens, and I can't appreciate video games beyond one very specific interest.
I mean, I think we're all thinking that.
Yeah, maybe. What do you think, Zelda? Let's do this IRL. Come on.
Unbelievable. All right.
Okay. Well, yeah. Game Awards always has to have a Muppets bit. Slightly humorous, but Cocoon. That's one I'm on my radar. It's a fun world within worlds where you carry on these orbs and each one contains another world inside it and you keep on going deeper and deeper.
So keep on going deeper. Yeah.
And there's Pizza Tower. So this is best debut indie. But yeah, in terms of Muppet bits, I hope Cocoon wins. That looks very interesting. In terms of Muppet bits, I think last year's was a bit better, but Jeff Keighley always has to have his Muppets. Cocoon. Yes.
There it is,
yes. All right. I need to play that. I wonder if they'll maybe put it on sale in Celebration.
Hopefully they will. Or they might raise the price. Hopefully they'll put it on sale.
No, I mean,
they either put it on sale
indie games are usually, they're not too stingy with their prices. But yeah, this is one that's on my radar, and now that it's won a Game Award, I think it's a bit more higher of a priority on my radar now.
Thank you so much. The team from Geometric couldn't make it out tonight, but they wanted us to pass along their thanks for everyone who played and voted for Cocoon. And to Yeppe, Mads, and Jakob, and everyone at the team at Geometric, thank you so much for being such a wonderful partner on this game. Thank you.
The Geometric team also, they were honored to be nominated with all the awesome
Oh, they thought they were over, but
So you guys do next. Thank you.
They play music over them already.
yeah, that's one of the sticking points of this year, I guess. But yeah, I'm very happy that Cocoon won. It recently I got Gorgoa and have been playing that, and that is another artsy kind of one where you're moving around kind of worlds within worlds things. And so yeah, Cocoon just moved a bit higher on my radar. I need to check that out sometime. Like I said, it's a very artsy game, but it has the gameplay to back up that art style. And so it's a beautiful marriage of art style and game together. And specifically speaking of Gorgoa, you shift around pictures like a puzzle piece and you fit them together, but they have different elements within them that interact with each other. It's hard to explain. It's better to see it in action, but it has some very clever stuff going on. And I'm sure that's the same case in Cocoon.
Did you save the game? Really? Of course I did.
Oh! Okay, so this is the Sega portion that Sega was teasing, and that's Golden Axe and is that Okami? This is a bunch of different games. Golden Axe. New, yeah, that's the teaser that they sent out. New Crazy Taxi. Okay, I have some explaining to do. Just
okay, Golden.
Okay, so Sega was teasing this that they're at the Game Awards. Stay tuned because we're starting a new era with new energy, and those are a lot of Sega franchises that have not been seen in years.
So those are updated now. Like,
yeah, and they're finally making new games. Wow. It looks like.
Wow.
Like Jet Set Radio and which is a graffiti-based platformer, and Crazy Taxi, which is a racing game where you're driving a taxi. Those were both Dreamcast games that were held in very high regard as gems of the Dreamcast. And they haven't received a new entry in years.
Well,
Dragon Ball. That's awesome. So far, I think that's the highlight of the show, because those are a bunch of
5 entire new games.
Yeah,
wow. Okay.
Yeah,
because Sega's been, I'd say, dormant for.
Yeah, and they've mainly been focusing on Sonic the Hedgehog and messing him up, might I add.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The industry's going down recently.
The idea of those franchises that have been dead for so many years coming back is exciting. We'll see. Hopefully Sega does not screw it up, but that is so exciting.
They've had a lot of years to work on.
Yeah.
A long time.
Yeah, several decades. Oh, that's... Jet Set Radio and Crazy Taxi have always been ones that I've wanted to experience, and it's cool that they're finally getting new entries. But all those franchises returning is awesome. And I think that so far, that's probably the highlight for me. I also like the new game from House, but man, when Sega said that they had some new energy coming for the Game Awards, they meant it, showing that they care about these franchises that have been dead for so many years. Let's see. Whenever something big happens, and I always get so focused on that, and don't pay attention to what's happening now, but let's see. Let's say from the Supermassive Studios is what it said.
Creators of Dead by Daylight, I believe.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, was it Daylight? No way. This might be the new game. Either Dead by Daylight? No, that's already older. This is either a sequel to Dead by Daylight or Daylight itself.
I think it's sad, like, this is not a series I know much about, but have like some sequels and whatnot. Maybe this is... It's said from the creators of. I assume if it was in the same series. I don't know. We'll see if this is something new or if this is a continuation of the series. But this during the Game Awards, it shows a broad arrayment of genres, and I often comment about how it was a lot of genres aren't for me, and yeah. Big JRPGs are not for me, and I'm not very into horror games. Horror in general. The casting of Frank Stone.
Oh, okay, so it's new.
Okay, so it's an entirely new game. Interesting cinematic horror experience from the same world. So it's a spin-off.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you and Jetstream are into FNAF, but I have no, and I mean that's not even that much intense horror, but anything horror, I cannot stomach horror. It keeps me up at night, man. Even simple internet creepypastas, like every copy of Super Mario 64 is personalized and stuff like that, and Ben Drown from Majora's Mask. They keep me up at night, even though they're not that scary.
I hate creepypastas. They're just too much.
Yeah, I have no stomach whatsoever for horror. But people enjoy that. I guess it makes them feel something. I bet it makes me feel something very unpleasant. Okay, did it say a studio? Because I feel like this art style is familiar. Oh!
Okay.
Oh, okay,
This is...
is this Mana? I think this is a Mana game. That's a yes. This is a mana game. And again, this is another series that I've only played the first. Well, yeah, I've only played Secret of Mana, but I think this is an entirely new game, which is cool because Square has a bunch of old. Oh, okay,
Yeah,
a new Secret of Mana game. That's awesome. A new Mana game, I should say. That's cool because I always like it when Square taps into some of their famous RPG series. Even though I'm Visions of Mana, nice. Even though I'm not the biggest fan of RPGs, I always appreciate it because Square has some very legendary RPG series. Awesome.
Okay, so
no mention of Switch though.
PS5. Wow. Yeah, exactly. No Switch.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and Steam.
But that's cool. A new Mana game. That's cool. New Mana game. A bunch of dormant Sega franchises coming back to life.
Big Walk by House.
Yeah,
exciting.
That's. I mean, as excited as I was about the Sega things, I'm most excited probably about Big Walk because that's. I loved Untitled Goose Game. Okay, something from Team Ninja. I think they developed Dead or Alive. And also Metroid Other M, which is infamous for being one of the worst Metroid games. But yeah, I mean, Team Ninja is more at home with its own franchises and its own style of gameplay.
It's a very heavy Assassin's Creed type samurai fighter.
Yeah, kind of. Instead of Koei Tecmo, sort of. I mean, sort of. I mean, it reminds me of the Dynasty Warriors games because they're often set in feudal Japan, which of course have the spin-offs of the Hyrule Warriors and the Fire Emblem Warriors. But this doesn't seem to be the 1 on 1,000 hack and slash gameplay that series is known for. And I'm not sure whether this is a pre-existing series or something new. Yeah, this is the sort of thing that Koei Tecmo usually makes. This feudal Japan action-based games. Ronin. Rise of the Ronin. Okay. I'm not sure if that's a new franchise or something pre-existing. Ooh, scary Oni mask. Okay. Interesting. Another PlayStation exclusive, it seems.
That's Rise of the Ronin coming to PlayStation in 2024. Now it is time to
Yeah, that's a lot of.
Okay.
Okay. Best action game.
Armored Core 6, Fighters of Ripple God.
This is the second thing Hi-Fi Rush did.
Yeah, I hope Hi-Fi Rush runs. It's Hi-Fi Rush is inspired by Jet Set Radio, this
really?
franchise.
Wow,
yeah.
okay.
Okay. Armored Core 6.
that's why.
Okay. But yeah, it's best art direction.
Alan Wake.
Oh, yeah. I would like Mario Wonder to win because Mario Wonder has such a fun art style.
So good though.
I don't know. I think
it's good. Yeah, Alan Wake.
Yeah,
Yep, sure.
Tears of the Kingdom, I don't think would win because it's the same art style as Breath of the Wild.
It's the same. It is. It's the same animation.
Oh, VR AR. Like I said.
Gran Turismo.
I'm not into it much. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Nice. People really liked Village as a unique take on the Resident Evil series. Best mobile game. Let's see.
Hello Kitty Island Adventure, most definitely. Actually, it might be Monster Hunter now. I think it's Monster Hunter now.
Let's see.
Oh wow.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I don't really keep up with mobile games. My handheld gaming is Switch and Switch only.
By the old gods of Asgard from Alan Wake 2, and some of our biggest game announcements are still to come. But right now, we'd like you to meet one of tonight's nominees for Best Debut Indie Game, who's also part of the newly inducted Future Class, presented by Old Spice.
Okay. So yeah, they have Future Class, which is select usually indie developers that they put a spotlight on as pushing forward the industry.
Venba is a narrative cooking game.
Okay, yeah, this is
It's the story of an Indian mother who moves to Canada in the late 1980s. It's a story about
Venba, which looked very interesting as a game based around family and cooking, which
played the game is able to put something from their lives
a very interesting premise.
in ways that I wouldn't have expected.
Presented by Old Spice. Very, very interesting collaboration there.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, so many indie games, and I rarely can decide which one to check out. But Venba did look very nice, and we'll see. It's they already did best debut indie. I'm not sure whether that was in that category. Yeah, it was. But and then
oh, this is that one game I think was Adam.
I don't know. But yeah, I mean, going back to business. Okay. Not my kind of game again.
Yeah, this is interesting. Look at the people playing it too. It's like a group of people playing it. Yeah, that's enough.
Yeah. Yeah. Not sure I like the graphicness. In most of my taste, I prefer games that are let's say a lot more tame.
PS4 and Xbox figure. What is this, fake commercial?
Oh yeah. Okay. That was an interesting outbreak.
World premiere from one of our industry's greatest creators. He's been a huge supporter of the Game Awards since the very beginning.
Let's see, who might it be? Kojima?
And tonight, I am so honored to share this latest update with you on his upcoming project. Here we go.
Okay, who's this? Yep, it's Kojima. Hideki. Hideo Kojima. Of course, the creator of Metal Gear Solid, Death Stranding. Makes some interesting games, to say the least. Yep, very Kojima. A very Kojima-like thing. And, let's see, it's an OD. Not sure whether that stands for something or not, like they use DS for Death Stranding. Yeah. Kojima's, he has a interesting vision for games, we'll say that. I assume this is the man himself.
Please welcome visionary game behind OD, Mr. Kiro
yeah, it seems Kojima is a usually a pretty prominent presence at the Game Awards. Last year they unveiled Death Stranding 2. After he left the Metal Gear series, he pushed forward his projects through promoting them at the Game Awards a lot, and it seemed he and Kojima and Geoff Keighley are very buddy. It seems.
このゲームには、ソフィア、ジリスと、ハンター・シェーファーとウド・キアさんが出演されます。はい。
Glad to be at the 10th Game Awards. Really happy to show the new title OD, and this title will feature main role Sophia Lillis, Hunter Schafer, and Udo Kier.
I think we all want to know more, of course. What kind of game are you making, Mr. Kojima?
僕はその誰もがやったこともないような斬新なことを挑戦することを非常に大好き。
Yeah, good question, because that trailer really didn't tell us anything about what the actual game is about. That's Kojima's games. They're usually very narrative driven.
全く新しいリメイクで尖ったゲームっていうのを今作っています。今までないものなんで。
Poor translator. He's got to remember all this.
Yeah.
I wonder if the message is getting changed at all.
Probably simplified in some ways to summarize his thoughts.
So I really like to always challenge new things, groundbreaking things, and that's my kind of rule. But this one, with help of Xbox Game Studios and using their cloud gaming technology, I'm kind of doing this together. It's really to make immersive, and also something that no one has seen, is what I'm trying to do. And it is a game. Don't get me wrong. But it's at the same time a movie, but at the same time a new form of media.
Interesting.
Well, we can't wait to learn more about what you're working on. Wait. Is there somebody else at the door? Everyone, please welcome Jordan Peele to the Kojima Bar.
Okay, I think he's a famous filmmaker. I think. But man, I mean, they're not really going to cut off Peele or Kojima, but they're going to cut off the acceptance speeches. So, okay, and that's the kind of people that Kojima likes to work with.
That's very.
He likes to work with filmmakers. And honestly, that's kind of a fit for the kind of things he's trying to make there. More akin to movies than games, really, are a lot of Kojima's recent projects. Death Stranding and this new one.
Just hits different. And he's been an inspiration to me.
I mean, like Death Stranding, it had, I'm pretty sure, Andy Serkis, and I think he collaborated with Del Toro on that one. But yeah, that's the kind of people he likes to work with.
And what he's cooking up here is completely immersive, utterly terrifying, and I am absolutely honored to be collaborating.
You know, like he
Let's go.
in terms of game narrative, you could say Kojima is a visionary, and that's the kind of people he likes to work with. People, filmmakers who are also visionary.
数少ないクリエイターの一人で、僕はもう彼の大ファンで、お会いして非常に気が合うので、もう最初に会った時から昔からの知り合いみたいな幼馴染みみたいな感じで、僕は映画を見て育ってゲームを作ってます。で、ジョーダンはゲームを遊びながら育って映画を作ってます。
The sad thing is, you don't understand so he's speaking. He's probably spouting wisdom right now.
Yeah, I'd hate to be that translator.
Wisdom of the ages, and I was going to have to translate in English.
I felt like we were friends from the past. We get on very well. We like things that we both like, and we're really happy, and we wanted to collaborate something. And this time, Jordan, I grew up watching movies, and I'm a game creator. Jordan grew up playing games, and he's a movie director now. So this two collaboration will be really awesome. So that's why I wanted to do something together with Jordan.
あとですね、
Who is it, man? I don't know.
I think he's.
ジョーダンだけではなくて、
I know he is involved with the Baldur's Gate studio. I guess he came in costume. Producer director, I'm not sure. I'm not sure about the team. Larian Studios behind it. But yeah, they're giving Kojima a spotlight, and it's always considered a pretty big deal when Kojima puts out something new. He's again one of those visionaries with an interesting idea of what he wants to put in games.
With me on board on this project, I can't really say who they are right now, but I tell you, they are the legends, and they're going to be amazing. And I actually call them the Avengers.
Doors closed for now, so no more special guests. I just want to stress that what this band is unlike any other game. It is going to be crazy. We cannot wait to learn more. Hideo Kojima, Jordan Peele, thank you so much, guys.
Thank you so much, guys.
All right, there you go, Kojima. You got your annual spotlight at the Game Awards. Let's see what's next. Oh, something Jurassic Parky, I guess.
Really spectacular spell.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
the
yeah,
Jurassic
it really
Park
is,
music, yeah.
This place, I wanted to show them something surreal.
Another Jurassic Park movie? Or another
Well,
Jurassic Park
a game, I guess. But what sort of game is the question?
This is Dr. Mario Joshi. I've been left behind on Isla Nublar.
Okay, from what I've seen of this, it seems like this might be some sort of survival horror game, I guess, in Jurassic Park. That's interesting. I'm not sure if they've ever done anything like that with the Jurassic Park IP. But I'm pretty sure this is kind of a recreation of a scene from Jurassic Park, I'm pretty sure, where you're behind the counters and there's... I don't know. Again, a lot of these games first showing off cinematics rather than actual gameplay is interesting. Okay, so it looks like, yeah, again, first-person survival horror kind of thing. Jurassic Park. Yep. Literally the title. Survival.
In the name.
Straightforward title.
At least you know what you're doing.
Yeah,
I never wanted to say Switch.
Yeah. And now that it did look pretty graphics intensive.
Yes.
Yep.
What's that?
It said he won a Grammy, so I guess it's another celebrity that I've never heard of.
Sound is an often overlooked but crucial aspect of game development. It's what brings games to life, creating the immersive worlds we love to
Now, award for Best Sound Design.
The eerie noises deep in the forest, the echoes inside an abandoned spacecraft, or the satisfying sound of shooting a web. This year we've seen some incredible examples of audio design.
I'm not sure what knowledge he has of games, but that is right. The sound design is often overlooked. Video games are really interesting because in terms of sound, you can do a lot with adaptable audio that you can only do in games. Like, a movie, you're going to have a set experience with the music. But in a game, the music can change and the audio can change depending on your experience. Let's see which one will win.
Spider-Man 2 has been in a lot of Nominations.
Yeah, lots of people love the original game, and it's you know, viewed by many as the definitive superhero game. And it's a
Hi-Fi Rush.
Hi-Fi, yes, there we go. It finally won one, and that makes sense. Hi-Fi Rush has some very good music. It's with that punk graffiti aesthetic, and the gameplay also carries over the music. That's nice.
What's the music?
Yes, it is rock punk inspired, just like Jet Set Radio, which it was inspired by.
制作チーム一丸となって取り組んだ成果を評価していただけたことを大変嬉しく思います。制作をサポートしてくださった皆様、また作品を応援していただいた皆様に心より感謝いたします。
I wonder if they'll even put in the music in a case like this where someone has to translate.
Just a quick translation. This amazing award. So glad that the work that the team has done together has been recognized here. Thank you to everyone who
But yeah, I guess they did prepare a message in advance for if they would win it.
Partners, pets. Thank you everyone at Bethesda, ZeniMax, Microsoft, and all the players out there for going with this ridiculous project. Most of all, to the team at Tango for taking such a wild idea and making it a reality. Thank you so much.
Let's turn to the world of Fortnite. If you haven't already, check out the Game Awards Island.
I can't believe we talked about Fortnite this evening, John.
Fortnite's expanding into a full-on platform with tons of new experiences beyond Battle Royale. Today, Lego Fortnite launched, and on Saturday, the Music Game Fortnite Festival. Tomorrow, though, the team at Psyonix behind Rocket League delivers Rocket Racing. Here's your first look.
Okay.
There's too much epic games.
Yeah,
it's very ambitious. I don't know about this.
They're pushing forward stuff for their own platform.
Is this Mario Kart 4?
I guess so, yeah.
This is interesting.
I mean, you'll have things like this. You'll have your Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing, your
Yes.
Crash Team Nitro Racing,
Yes.
all those things that are trying to be Mario Kart but are never really quite. I guess Fortnite's getting a kart racer now, too. Because all franchises, if they just want some sort of spin-off, they get a kart racer. All trying to be Mario Kart, but all never really quite Mario Kart. Let's see how these cinematics actually match up to gameplay.
Or we might just not see the gameplay.
Maybe. Nope. Yeah, it looks like
no gameplay.
No gameplay. Not actual gameplay footage. That's what it said down at the bottom. Yeah.
Yeah.
Glory fades through time in tombs of somber gray. You too want to be an immortal?
Master, are there more good folks in the world or bad?
More good, of course.
Then why is there always suffering? And why do the bad folks always win?
Because goodness without teeth punishes not. It only foments evil. Cleanse the world with blood and grow lotuses in it. That is your destiny.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I got from the Monkey King. It's inspired by that. Journey to the West. Excuse me. But yeah, again, all these graphic intensive stuff's probably PlayStation, Xbox exclusive. You know. And again, that's why it's exciting, the notion of people speculating about Switch's successor coming out next year. That maybe we could finally get a hybrid console with a bit better technology from Nintendo. But, you know, Nintendo always prioritize the affordability of a console over its technology. But certainly a lot of spectacle here. Yeah. Okay.
2024. Okay.
Yeah, that's a lot of the Game Awards is setting up next year.
Yes, wow.
Especially since it's literally in the last month of the year. Okay. Oh, on to another announcement. We actually get back to the actual awards, you know.
Oh wow.
You have to kill us, Diana. We have to die to save the world.
Is this a Suicide Squad?
Yeah, I think so. I think this is already announced before. I think they showed it off at the Game Awards last year, but yeah.
That is interesting for a very unsuccessful movie franchise.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really keep up with the DCU at all, or the DCEU, the DC Expanded Universe, but yeah, those films apparently don't have a really good critical reception, but still did make money. But especially in cinema nowadays, it seems like studios care more about how much money it makes rather than what the critical reception is.
That's true.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Suicide Squad. Kill the Justice League. That's what it was called.
Suicide Squad. And joining me now are Rebecca and Megan from Digital Extremes up in Canada to talk about all things Warframe. We got a special
Warframe. Wow. Okay.
So we hop from one announcement to the next.
I understand you've also got some other news for Warframe fans on the next expansion, right?
Yeah, we do. You know, it's been 10 years for Warframe, so, 10 years for you. We assumed we'd get a senior's discount at some time, just because our game's probably the oldest game here, maybe. But, yeah, we
Keep going strong.
I know, it's because our community is so awesome, and we are going to be showing you the release date for our next major update for Warframe. So we do.
Warframe is so fun, and it's massive. But they have updates so often, and it is got to be the largest game on Switch. Because each update adds at least the size of a whole other game each time. It's just not feasible.
That's the thing about games that
it's just too large.
That keep on updating. It's so hard to get into them.
Exactly.
Because by the time you get into them, they're much more convoluted than they originally were.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, the original Warframe was amazing, but this is not even close to the same game. They added so many new just complex systems that it's hard to even get the controls.
Yeah, you gotta just keep up with it in order to actually enjoy it. Otherwise, you're just gonna get so confused and not know what all this new stuff is. And yeah, this isn't the first time I've said it. This won't be the last time, probably, but yeah. We're just going from announcement to announcement with little focus on the actual awards ceremony.
I believe originally they had like a couple, maybe like 100, maybe 200 characters, and now they have, I think, like in the thousands. They've added so many new champions. It's insane.
That's absurd. Yeah.
Like it's wild. Originally it was like one campaign with like multiple different like story modes, and now it's like one campaign is like They have like one campaign is not even like 10% of the game.
Yeah, that's why in some cases, yeah, it is appealing to have a just one game that you keep on expanding upon, but at the same time, you're limiting access to it because of how larger you're making it. Bigger doesn't necessarily mean better. Oh, and they're also doing a giveaway for Super Nintendo World.
Wow.
Lots of promotional giveaways at the Game Awards. But yeah, they opened the one over on the. Yeah, they opened the Super Nintendo World on the West Coast earlier this year, and
this
DJ Duaner of Kiro Tarakai, he has been to this one, and he wrote some random ramblings about it.
No way.
But yeah, next year they're actually opening a expansion to it, a Donkey Kong expansion to it in the Japanese one.
That is.
So
they could do a lot with that actually.
Yeah,
I mean they're starting
especially
small,
if they actually expand it to
that
all of
crazy,
Nintendo.
Yeah.
But yeah,
they could be easily as big as Disney, like very fast.
I guess it's DLC for Starfield. I guess it's a masterpiece, says Vice. Let's see if IGN or anybody else says anything good about it.
Esquire?
Okay. Yeah, a bunch of people who aren't games industry journalists.
Esquire and Vice. Next will be Prada.
And you can really see that in. Okay, there's some games showing.
Screen Rant. I don't know if they're ready video games.
Yeah, but and kind of reflected in how Starfield does not have that many nominations this year at the Game Awards. I think it has like maybe one or two. But yeah, I think that I don't really keep up with Bethesda at all, but I think the thing was that it could have been so much more. It could have been Skyrim but in space, but it didn't live up to that. It didn't live up to the premise of Skyrim in space, and that's why it disappointed so many people. Yep, non-stop announcements, it looks like. Nope, another announcement. Or advertisement, I guess. I'm not sure which we're in at this point.
What is this, a SWAT game?
I don't know. It seems just... I don't know. It just seems like another first-person shooter to me. I'm not sure. We'll see. I don't know.
So, are you ready?
Okay.
I don't know what to say. It's only on Steam, so that's... Or maybe... I can't tell.
Yeah, it looks
I
like
don't know what to think.
I don't know. I don't know.
I'll pass on that one.
Age of Empires, Call of Duty Warzone Mobile, Little Nightmares, and Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six are just some of the big titles coming to mobile in 2024.
Really?
Head to the Game Awards on Twitch to vote for which title you
Are we going to get back to the awards now, actually?
Rainbow Six Siege is one of the largest games on Xbox. I don't know how in the world they're gonna... I don't know who's gonna run that on a mobile device. Xbox can barely run that game.
And is available for pre-order tonight. Creative director Caroline
Yeah, like I said. I'm never really get into mobile gaming at all.
A lot of these things sound like good ideas on paper, but when you actually put them down, I don't think they're gonna work. Like, a lot of these I don't think are actually gonna work. I don't think Little Nightmares is. I think it's too large to do mobile as well. It is 2D, however, and it is on Switch, so it might be able to run.
The games nominated this year offer unique and nuanced perspectives on topics that concern us all, from the climate crisis to cultural diversity. They broaden our horizons, foster empathy, and connect us as humans. In a world torn apart by divisions and intolerance, this is one of the most essential powers of our medium. Here are the outstanding nominees.
Games for Impact.
Games for Impact, yeah. I'm trying to remember when they introduced this category. I think it was a few years ago, but it's not really that defined what exactly the category exactly means. But see which one wins.
And the Game Award goes to Chia.
Okay. Oh, but yeah, it seems like they have people blocking the way up to the stage, which.
Thank you. I accept this award on behalf of developer ourselves, who cannot be here, but I got a message from Phil Clifford, co-founder of ourselves. I'd like to thank ourselves family for your trust and unbelievable talent, Kepler and Sony for believing in this crazy project, and the entire population of New Caledonia who championed and embraced cheer all along. Thank you, merci, Oreki.
Yeah, like I was saying, it seems like they're blocking the way up to the stage because last year one of the highlights of the show was that there was an intruder that snuck onto the stage at the Game of the Year presentation when they were presenting Game of the Year to Elden Ring. And he, at the very end, he got up to the mic and said that he would like to nominate Bill Clinton for this award. And
what?
This is crazy, man.
He's become known as the Bill Clinton kid because he went up on the stage, and he has that person has a history of doing it.
Going up to awards and nominating Bill Clinton.
Yeah, and the same person who did that last year tweeted yesterday, the day before the Game Awards, that he said, "See you tomorrow, Joff." So they've certainly increased security this year to make sure nothing like that happens again.
It's a great space to enjoy and escape from the reality of the world. It passed away a while back, and I'll tell you what, I'm still figuring it out. But 4 years ago, I decided that I needed to try and process my grief in a way that felt true to me and him. So I took the biggest risk of my life and threw everything that I had in making the game. A piece of art that honored him, an ode to the people we have loved and lost. So the reason I'm here tonight is because with the love and support of a lot of people here, I'm going to take another big risk and I'm going to show you what we've been building. Now I'm going to offer you this game. A game from my own band. I hope you like it. Every story begins at the end of another. Each story carries with it the echoes of those that came before. My Baba, my father, your story was snatched away too soon. My name is Zhao, shaman of Kinzera. Here, I seek
That's a nice art style. Let's see that. Okay, alright, it's a...
There haven't been a lot of 2D games.
And I'm happy to see more.
And I'm happy to see more as well. I'm very glad. Like,
especially something, it looks so fast-paced like this. we'll see. Earlier I was talking all about how the new Prince of Persia game is a 2D Metroidvania. I wonder if this one is a...
It's a very heavy Kirby style.
is a Metroidvania as well, because I'm always open for more Metroidvanias with really nice art styles.
I cannot stop. I will not stop. Kalunga, God of Death, hear my plea. Kalunga, God of Death, come for me. Show me you are ready.
On Switch though.
Nice, yeah. I mean, yeah, it didn't look too next gen, so that's nice. We'll see how that turns out.
Straight into a announcement.
Yeah. I couldn't really tell whether that was a Metroidvania or not. Okay, I could tell from this that this is the same people who made Life is Strange. Again, I've talked about this. I am not a big fan of games primarily driven by narrative, but we've still got about an hour and a half left of the ceremony, so yeah, Game Awards. It needs to get its pacing down. It never seems to do it.
It's been 27 years, y'all. Why now? Because we made a promise.
Okay. Another world premiere. Okay.
850 million users worldwide. This entirely in-engine trailer shows off the blend between cartoon 3D graphics with hardcore action. This is the first Berserker.
I thought I already saw a release for Berserker.
I'm not sure. But yeah. I mean,
yeah, there was the band was a pre-release for Berserker.
Yeah, okay.
I think it was the band and they played a release. Oh well. I mean,
yeah. It's kind of disappointing that we went from multiple different trailers straight to another world premiere.
Looks good. Now it's time for our first performance by the Game Awards Orchestra.
Alright, these are always good.
Music from an upcoming game that no one has heard yet. You might call it one of those world premieres, and this is a special one. It's written by
Alright, a world premiere.
But at least it's with the orchestra, I guess. I know, but at least for me, the Game Awards Orchestra is always one of the highlights. Because you.
Debuting the theme song from Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Oh, okay. Alright. Let's hear it. Same composer. Yeah, this is one of the most anticipated games of next year. I mean, I think it comes out next month, even. Yeah, I think it does. I think Final Fantasy VII Rebirth does come out next month, which is it's looking to be very interesting because that they're splitting up over the past few years they've been splitting up Final Fantasy VII to 3 different remakes, and that they're starting more and more to have it more as a reimagining, where it's not necessarily a remake, but it's almost as if it's a completely new game, which that's interesting considering especially how beloved Final Fantasy VII is.
The whole series is very held in high regard.
Yeah,
and my video game as a whole.
And I can definitely see it, even though I've only ever really played Final Fantasy VI, which was 3 when it was released in North America.
Is this Apex? No.
Yeah. No, this is Final Fantasy. Did he say? Yeah, this is Final. I mean, there's. I don't know. Graphically, this looks like it's probably a mobile game. Oh, it is. Okay, it is. We were both right.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, so it's an event.
Like that.
It's an event in Apex Legends, I guess.
Okay, that's ambitious. Okay.
All right, and after how long has it been since we got another award? Yeah, best score and music. Okay.
I didn't see any Final Fantasy.
I hope it's Sci-Fi Rush. Because it won sound design. It should also win score and music, but we'll see. Okay.
Oh, okay. So
I can see that. Yeah, it has a very grand, sweeping scale of music. Best. Okay, so this is just indie in general.
Probably. I don't know either. I think. Okay.
Hey, that's what I predicted.
Yeah.
Even.
I was thinking Sea of Stars or Dredge, so.
Yeah.
Not Cyberpunk, I don't think. No Man's Sky. It actually might be No Man's Sky. I doubt it. Wow.
Okay. Yeah. There's Baldur's Gate's second award.
Wow. Yeah.
Because I mean, it had a bunch of people playing it all during the summer. It's an RPG, but it has those elements of multiplayer, online multiplayer.
I have no idea. I don't
Street Fighter
play
6.
Combat.
Okay,
Wow,
there we go.
okay, yeah,
all right,
go.
Street Fighter 6. Yep.
They're flying through now.
Anticipated game. Yeah, they have a bunch of announcements and they fly through a bunch of awards. Okay, all right. Oh wait, it's it. Okay, let's see what does it go to. Okay,
Wow,
hey,
okay.
like I said, one of the most
Without
anticipated
fail.
games for next year, and it comes out next month.
Without fail.
Wow. Okay. Okay, that's nice that Sea of Stars won Best Indie because it's. Have you played The Messenger?
No, I have not.
Okay, Jetstream. I know.
Yeah,
Jetstream
he
has,
does, yeah.
and he likes it. It's from the same. It's from the same creators. It's in the same world, but it's based on classic RPGs like Final Fantasy, like Chrono Trigger. And it was really, really good. I think this is Genshin
Is it a
Impact.
compilation or is it?
No, it's just it's an original RPG that is based on those classic RPGs. This looks like Genshin, but I'm not sure. I don't know. It just looks like the same art style to me. I'm not sure, but I'd probably be the last person to.
One I'm unfamiliar with.
Yeah, I'd probably be the last possible person to play Genshin Impact.
It might be. No. No, it wouldn't.
I don't know. No idea. But I'm pretty sure it's Genshin. We'll see.
Yeah, I think so.
Say in just a moment.
There's a lot of electronics.
It just looks, yeah. And yeah. I mean, all anime art styles look pretty similar, but this does look like very Genshin-y, especially in the character design. Which Mario's new voice actor, Kevin Afghani. Okay,
Star Rail, okay.
Never mind. Now I show how bad I am at recognizing anime art styles.
Acheron, the Galaxy Ranger.
Star Rail, okay.
Hawkeye Star Rail didn't. I think that won the its predecessor won the award for mobile earlier in the ceremony. I think.
What was Monster Hunter?
No, the Star Hawkeye Star Rail. I think. I'm not sure.
Available now for iPhone and Android. So check it out. Monster Hunter Now.
Coming up, we've got an exclusive new look at the new Fallout series. Right back.
Really? Okay.
Okay, time for another ad break.
That'll be interesting. Is it another Epic Games? Yes, it is. Oh.
Yeah,
there is.
Yeah. We've already seen these already. Showing them again.
We don't need them, Epic. We don't need them. You have plenty of things already.
Oh man.
Leave it at Fortnite. Festival? What is? Fortnite.
Kids these days and their Fortnites.
Kids these days.
I'm just gonna.
Call of Duty, okay.
I'm just gonna embrace it, and like I said, I sound like an old man sometimes, so I'm just gonna embrace it. Kids these days and their Fortnites and their Call of Duties.
I don't play combat games, but I'm actually excited for Call of Duty. This has been very hyped. Because they put so much development in this game.
They're putting DLC out for it. And they'll probably replace it with a new game in a few years.
They will, of course.
Next year or a year after that.
Or maybe in 6 months. But they put a ton of development in this game. I really want this game to be big. Hopefully it's not like every other game they do. Because it's been like a couple of years since they released one. They usually release one all the time.
Yeah. I think it is good for annual franchises like that to take a break to find their footing. But it's really, you don't know whether it's going to last. You don't know whether they're going to continue to take breaks and actually put time into evolving the series, or whether they're just going to keep on.
Oh, Skull and Bones, wow. This looks a lot like Sea of Thieves.
Wasn't this, hasn't this been like delayed multiple times, I'm pretty sure?
I think so, because this was supposed to... Yes, a 3-player, yeah, this is old. This is very old.
Alright, yeah, that's always good when we get a new look at a game that seemed to have been coming forever and just never release. It's always good.
Looks like they're trying to do too much food. It really looks like Sea of Thieves. I mean, it looks like a modern version of Sea of Thieves.
Interesting.
Who was it that was releasing? Was it?
The publisher?
Yeah.
It was Ubisoft.
Ubisoft, okay. So I guess that's going to Xbox, PlayStation, most likely.
Probably.
Maybe Steam. Not Switch.
Turn that shit up.
Interesting. I know Deathloop was pretty well received, their most recent game.
Lock up tight. Nice, just
Oh,
okay.
Licensed game. Interesting.
Wow.
There you go. Join me now for a ticket.
That's wild.
Alright.
That's ambitious. I like it though. That would be a cool game. Marvel hasn't released a game in a little while.
I mean, they're trying to put out more stuff with Spider-Man games, of course, and who's developing the Black Panther game? I can't remember. But yeah, they're trying to represent more of their comics in games.
So I think Loki would be very interesting. You could do like a lot of spatial, like a lot of time. That'll be a very heavy-handy sort of look game you can do with Loki.
Oh yeah.
On Blade's 50th anniversary, we are so honored to announce this true Marvel team-up.
Yes, and after Dishonored and Deathloop, our first order of business was to make another very arcane game, but with a title that is easier to say in the French accent. And when Sebastian Mitton and I had the opportunity to chat with Marvel, said okay, let's really challenge them. Let's present our widest take on a superhero that we both love. We ate it up. I mean, the arcane touch fits Blade like his trademark trench coat. And I mean, think about it. It's a mature action adventure game, single player, where you play Blade your way. For true believers, it's a dream come true. Very excited to learn more. I think of why this.
Wow, that sounded like a guy who was using a bunch of gaming buzzwords without even knowing what they meant. That's the Game Awards.
Yep.
And as a kid of mixed origins, his dual heritage resonated with me. So yes, it is a dream to be making.
I'm pretty sure they're also making a Blade movie for the MCU in like 2025 is when they're releasing it. But yeah, Marvel's trying to get a foothold in games as well.
Was Walden, and we share des blockbusters invaders that come out as soon as the sun goes down. Ça serait un petit peu la merde quand même. Anything else you can tell us about the game? That's pretty early, right? I can tell you one thing. The entire team at Arcane Lyon is, pouring so much love into this immersive third-person action-adventure set in the heart of Paris. So please sit back, let us cook, and voilà! Merci beaucoup! Merci! That's good! Thank you very much, guys.
Certainly some personality at the Game Awards, isn't there?
Yes.
Wait, another celebrity?
Who's that?
He's Anthony Mackie. He's an actor. I think he's Falcon in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Hey, I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who watched Twisted Metal on Peacock.
Yeah, and of course he's in the adaptation, the series adaptation of Twisted Metal. So I assume he's going to do Best Adaptation?
Okay, all right. I know I say a lot of different things. You can't scream them all. Now, no one knows this yet, so you three guys and everybody else is going to be the first. Because of our incredible fans. Twisted Metal is coming back to season 2 on Peacock. So, everybody get your motor revving, because you're going on another ride with John Doe. Great. You guys see this section right here? Great. Keep it going, baby. I don't trust this dude, but y'all look great. Don't you feel like
Yeah, they're letting the celebrity go on with banter along with them. They do the acceptance speeches. Yeah.
What is wrong with y'all? Stop it! Okay. Love you too. I see you.
Wow, these celebrities are really.
Okay. Today.
Yeah, don't know what place this has at the Game Awards.
Constantly expanding with new content and challenges. Right? That's what this award for best ongoing game recognizes. The games that continue to deliver fresh experiences for their loyal communities. You're the nominee.
Best ongoing game. Light years this week.
Yep.
Yeah, Cyberpunk's getting a lot of nominations for what a controversial state it was in when it released a few years ago. I guess it's improved probably. But yeah, all these.
I still stay away from it. I haven't heard some person that's messed with it since the whole. Release.
So many cool points with my sons for this moment. All right, so the game award goes to. Shut up!
The bit isn't funny anymore.
Cyberpunk 2077.
Okay, so I guess it has improved. I don't really keep up with live service games.
What a journey it's been.
What a journey it's been.
Holy. Video games are awesome.
Video games are
This
awesome.
is an incredible moment.
This is an incredible
From
moment.
launch to 1.5
to 1.5
to 2.0
Phantom
and
Liberty,
now Ultimate Edition.
Ultimate Edition.
The tenacity and the resilience of the
and
team.
just wanting to bring forward stories
that impact.
that
Worlds that are immersive.
Worlds that are
The world being
immersive.
immersive.
The world being immersive.
And
And
of
of
course
course
the
the
gameplay
gameplay just being
fun as
fun.
hell.
Fun as hell.
This is exciting team.
This is exciting team. We accept on behalf of hundreds of people who put their hearts and souls in it.
Please, Sasuke, including this guy here.
Including this guy here.
I mean, I have to include here our amazing players. They've been with us throughout the whole journey. Gave us feedback, made funny memes, videos, posts on Twitter, on Reddit. It was amazing, to see the reception of the players when they were actually getting all of those updates. Just recently we shipped update 2.1 for Cyberpunk 2077.
There's the music starting.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
He didn't get any music. What's going on with this? This is a conspiracy, I think.
Congratulations, guys. Our next guest has worked on some truly memorable games over the past 20 years, like GTA 5, Bully, Need for Speed Underground, and the Red Dead Redemption series. Now he leads a new studio, Lightspeed LA. Steve C. Martin is here to unveil a brand new project. Steve, great to have you here. You showed us to me earlier this year. Tell us a bit about it.
It's an honor to be here, so thanks for having us. In the past few years at Lightspeed LA, myself and a remarkable team, over 200 talented, diverse industry veterans and fresh new talent have been in deep development. Fully original, AAA, futuristic open world. Tonight, we're really excited to offer you all a sneak peek at what we've been working on. I'm so excited to share so much more with you in the future. But for now, I hope you all enjoy this first taste.
It's probably the biggest industry of like open world games out there.
Yeah, those Grand Theft Auto games sure are popular. He's a former developer. Well, he's probably manager or producer for them. I don't know. Yeah, over the past decade, specifically, open world games have blown up, but they're not the end all be all. It sounds like I'm a broken record sometimes during the Game Awards, but man, these games that just showcase a lot more cinematics than actual gameplay. Very interesting.
Follow me.
Looks like a Cyberpunk adaptation.
Yeah.
I don't know how successful that would be, with Cyberpunk being the exact same thing.
I don't know, but They at least some games with cinematic trailers at least show some gameplay, but that was none whatsoever.
Now open your eyes slowly. Take a breath and look around you. Fate always tests us. You have to fight until the end. I'll find you.
Yes, Steam.
Again, lots of games for 2024, of course.
Which is launching the summer of 2024 from Nexon. Now we have a new look at Hoyo versus next big game.
Yeah, but that's
Endless Zones
Nexon, the same studio that developed Days of Time, so you can see what kind of budget their games actually have.
Excited to unveil their latest announcement right here at TGA.
Millions of dollars, it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of money for an indie game. An indie game,
Yeah,
should I say?
yeah, indie game in the largest air quotes ever. I would say this is also Genshin Impact, but I know I'm wrong in this case. But yeah, it looks like we have about, based on how long it's supposed to go, probably half an hour to an hour left. Yep, we'll see how the pacing continues, but it's been about the same the whole time, hasn't it?
Pretty similar.
Yeah. But hey, I mean, I guess in these lulls of announcements that are, I guess, supposed to be rapid fire exciting, but aren't that much, we could, you know, maybe talk about... We've talked about this year in general for games. It's been a pretty good year for games, despite there has been issues with of course, there's been a lot of, especially in Western studios, studio layoffs this year. But overall, it's been a very nice year for games. Not necessarily for our tastes. Like Resident Evil 4 remake and Baldur's Gate 3 aren't exactly games that we're into, but they're games that were released and are a pretty big deal. But for our personal tastes, I don't know, what are not necessarily games that released this year, but just games that we played this year. What are some of your favorite games that you played this year, Tony?
My favorites? Shoot. I played a lot of older games, really, is all I've been playing this year.
Here.
Like, nothing new that's like released even in the past 2 years, I don't think, unless you count, like, Tears of the Kingdom. Well, actually, I didn't even play that hardly at all. I was mostly just... So, yeah, and with Jet's been mostly playing Steam games, because he got a Steam Deck, yeah, so he hasn't even been doing much Nintendo Switch either. Right, yeah. Hardly anything besides. I really just played some Mario Kart, just for fun, just for classic.
Which one?
What is it called? Mario Kart. Is it 8? No,
on the Switch?
Yeah,
or, the 8 Deluxe. Yeah,
8 Deluxe. Yeah.
I mean,
it's
funny.
You can never go wrong with 8 Deluxe.
It's very funny
I
that
don't have the DLCs.
Yeah, 8 Deluxe. The DLC finished releasing this year.
Yes.
Almost 10 years after Mario Kart 8 released.
I know.
I remember Christmas 2014 getting Mario Kart 8.
Doubled the game size.
But it's just crazy that we've been playing the same Mario Kart for 10 years.
Yes, it is.
Well, I mean, it's a good one. But I don't know. A lot of people feel ready for Mario Kart 9 to come out.
I am, but with all those new,
Yeah, it is the biggest Mario Kart ever. You know. I mean, especially
Speaking of which, what's your, now that you had some time to play the courses, what's your favorite course for the DLC?
In the DLC, It's probably, I mean, I'm not entirely happy with how it was realized in the art style that they did for the DLC tracks, but it's the same one that's my favorite Mario Kart track of all time is Mushroom Gorge.
Okay.
You have this nice pace at which you go where you're bouncing off all these mushrooms, and you have this one glider section that they had added in the mobile version, and they carried that over to 8 Deluxe. And also, one of my favorite things about Mushroom Gorge is just the music. I love the music. But it's also just a very fun course to be driving across these mushrooms. But yeah. Yeah, that's both my favorite course in the DLC and my favorite Mario Kart course of all time. What about you? What's your favorite?
It's a DLC course where it's a mountain course, and you reset. You launch off to restart.
Oh, is that DK Summit?
Yes,
With
DK
all this,
Summit.
oh yeah, the half pipes going out. Oh, that's
so good.
That's a good one. I mean,
so good.
So many good ones are just from Wii because
Oh my
we had
gosh.
such an emphasis on tricks and
it was
dynamic movement. Yeah.
Yes, it was such it was all in the flips, all in the visuals. It's like, it's so fun and there's so many there was a lot of courses before, but with a 10-year-old game, if you played those courses at least 100 times each.
Yeah.
So the expansion of the deluxe is really good. I thought it was about time. I mean, 10 years has been a long time. So.
Man, just talking about it makes me want to stop watching the Game Awards and go play Mario Kart. Maybe afterwards.
Oh wow, another Warhammer.
Yeah,
Wow,
Warhammer.
this is 2 in a row. Wow.
Wait, is this like the second or the third mention of Warhammer?
It might be the third actually.
Yeah.
And this one. It's all for the same game. Space Marine.
Or expansions, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm also ready for Mario Kart 9, but Mario Kart 8 is...
I don't know what
it's
they're
so
gonna do with Mario Kart 9.
smooth.
I
The
know,
control is so smooth.
I love it. Especially when it first came out, the colors were it just immediately, everyone that saw it was like, I want to play this. This game is like the feel-good car racer.
This is Herald of Darkness.
I guess it's from Alan Wake 2. But yeah, any other? I mean, again, old games that you play this year. Anything besides Mario Kart? Anything notable that you think? Because I mean, I was also playing a lot of older games this year, like Metroid Prime. I played that for the first time. Like I said, one of the highlights of the Game Awards for me each year is probably the orchestra. I like these band performances, but the orchestra is just... Right before they announce Game of the Year each year, they do an orchestra of music from each of the nominees.
Okay.
And usually the nominees have some pretty great music, so I always look for it.
I thought Final Fantasy was a pretty safe way to go. I mean, it's always good music.
Yeah, I mean, good old Knob has been composing for the series for, I think, since the beginning, so that's one series where it's made consistently grand and sweeping in its musical scope.
So is this a song about Alan Wake, the game?
I guess so, yeah.
I mean, it's...
And you can kind of see how the reflection of its emphasis on, I guess, dark, spooky, psychological horror stuff kind of don't know. This looks interesting. These guys up here in suits doing these dance moves. Looks kind of ridiculous, but I don't know. I'm not one to judge.
Fabulous poets of the fall performing the role of old gods, Asgard. Thanks to the band, Sam Lake, Remedy, Epic, the cast, everyone involved to bring that performance to life. Something you will only see right here on the Game Awards. Now it's time for an update on a game we announced back in TGA in 2017.
Really?
Okay.
We all shared the same story, the same fate. A family of strangers, a strange family. We have lived 1,000 lives. We have died 1,000 times. Whoever we were before this torture, we are now as one. Until the end. One final battle. My friend. Remember.
Joining me now is Ulf from 10 Chambers. Crazy, that was 6 years ago. We announced GTFO. That's the final chapter. You get a free weekend on Steam. Looks fantastic. But I think there's a little something more you're also working on, right? Yeah. First of all, I have to say thank you for having me again. And delicious menu. This suit is fucking amazing. You like it too. Anyway, we're working on something new, and it's like a passion project, like all our projects are. You were known for payday, things like that. So back some heist stuff. Okay. So now we're back doing a heist game again, and it's sort of a sci-fi thing that I've been dreaming up since I was a kid, basically. And it's It is what it is. To the world? Yes, we should. We've been working on this for a number of years. I'm so excited. It's finally time. Check out the new game from 10 Chambers. Here we go.
Mr. Reservation. Cancel the reservation. Reset the procedure. Reset the procedure. Eject. Your subconscious was just spilling the beans about your recent district break. Let's continue. There's no use in fighting. I will get what I want. So that's how you found out about our Akijima Fault. What were you looking for? A key. A key to what? Bowman, it's you see, just like me, you're caught in the dance of the soul.
Steam first person shooter, I guess.
Where are you at?
But yeah, I guess continuing to talk about this year and in our personal taste, I also played a bunch of just old games. Oh, cool. Yeah, I also played a bunch of older games this year. A bunch of games that I
a lot
like.
of cinematics. Oh,
Yeah,
a lot of cinematics.
yeah, which contrasts a lot to like Game Boy games that I've been playing this year, like especially Legend of Zelda: Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Seasons.
Okay.
Very, very graphically intensive games on the Game Boy. You know, Game Boy had some
Very,
great
very
graphics.
intense,
You know,
very intense combat sequences.
yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, it's crazy. Like
It gets wild when you get the bomb.
you go up to an enemy and you press the B button.
And then there's a slash.
Yeah,
And then it gets graphic stuff.
but man, I don't know.
Mature
Sometimes the Game
plus
Awards are
easily.
a reminder that I kind of miss the simpler days, even though I really didn't take part in them. But I guess I'm an old
You can
soul.
enjoy the old.
Yeah, and honestly,
ways.
sometimes it's really the older games that just
Games are just so
shine.
overly complex these days. Sometimes it's like I don't know. It's like
Yeah.
a job to play through these new games. You know what I mean? Like they're so large. It's just like
Yeah, and I know, yeah, we sound like old men, but
classic
there
Zelda
really
is
there
just-
really is a beauty to
Yes.
simplistic
Simplicity,
game
yes.
design.
There really is.
It's elegant.
Especially if you're playing games to like unwind, or if you're just playing a game to just enjoy the ambiance of the game.
Not all games need to be this huge cinematic experience.
Yeah, exactly.
And,
Yeah.
but that's just what the game industry is pushing, and I mean that's what most AAA Western studios are pushing, is these big cinematic experiences. But yeah, and it was interesting. This year I've been walking my older sister, who is not a gamer at all, through The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, and it's just fun to see how intuitively it's designed sometimes. There are confusing moments for someone who isn't a gamer, but she can still, as someone who's not a gamer, still play that and enjoy it. And that's the mark of a truly great game, that anyone can enjoy it. And also that it's fun to walk someone through that game. It's not a chore to have to walk that person through the game when it's a fun game. I don't know. That's our old man rant, I guess. That we wish we'd go back to the good old days.
At least a lot. They should make games like that still. They should make at least some games like that. Like they don't need this massive world of graphics and slideshows and everything else.
Yeah, and I mean that's why I'm still such a Nintendo fanboy, because Nintendo games are some of the only experiences where you can find games like that. Breath of the Wild is big and grand, but at its core, it's just about the joy of exploration. It's not about these huge set pieces and characters, and that's what some people complain about Breath of the Wild. You know, that they're not focusing on narrative enough, but it's Nintendo that continues to focus just on gameplay rather than spectacle and story. Yeah, I don't know. I guess that's my explanation of why my tastes are relatively limited.
Look at Minecraft. Look how successful it is. It has no narrative. Yeah, Minecraft doesn't even have dialogue.
Yeah, it's just about.
I mean, it's just the gameplay.
It's just about the gameplay. Yeah,
exactly.
And that's, I don't know. Some of these games that are coming out, where will they be in 20 to 30 years?
Yeah. Look at the classics that don't have dialogue. They have gameplay. They have narrative, but it's in the gameplay. Like it's in the experience.
Yeah,
those are the ones that are still around. Not the ones that have all this in the wild.
Yeah, and games like that are like this, they're very much a product of their time and a product of the taste of their time. While games like Ocarina of Time, games like Mario 64, they're timeless.
Yeah, exactly. They're just still played.
They're just
one of the few
fun,
games that are
you know?
only like they're consistently played.
Oh, hello there. Hello there.
Yeah, I follow that for sure.
Yeah, the Fallout television show, I think. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's always interesting that they're putting forward more and more game adaptations nowadays. It used to be this huge thing where everyone was so afraid of doing it because they always failed, and they've seen more success. It's not necessarily that they've become that much better. They've only become slightly better. I mean, we watched the Super Mario Brothers movie earlier this year, and
fantastic.
It was okay.
It was interesting.
It wasn't an abomination.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
And that's honestly a lot of game adaptation.
It wasn't
nowadays.
a mistake.
They're not the abominations that they used to be, but they're still not great. But we'll see how this one turns out.
That's a large man in that suit.
Thank you for having us. We are incredibly excited for you all to see Fallout on Prime this April.
But our real honor tonight is that we're here to hand out the award for Best Adaptation.
Okay, it's gonna be.
Our bosses are here.
Because our bosses are here. Well,
No, Mr. Howard. No, Mr. Howard.
Good catch, buddy.
We should probably hurry this up.
Yeah, how you doing, big man? Yeah, how you doing, big man? Okay. All right.
Okay, so this year, video games and film and television were bigger and better than ever before.
Here are the nominees for Best Adaptation.
Best adaptation.
The Castlevania series. I mean, yeah, the Castlevania series on
Grand
series is
Turismo.
on Netflix.
Wow, I was wondering about
certainly interesting.
The Last of Us. Okay, that was done
they
very
said
well.
they said very good things about that, and it was faithful, but also at the same time a good as a actual show. And I don't know, I'm
Twisted Metal. That was not my favorite.
I'm thinking that I predict Last of Us. Let's see.
So I agree.
Yeah, there you go.
It has great actors. It has, I mean, it's done well. It's done really well.
Yeah.
I'm glad it wasn't Twisted Metal though, because I don't think it was deserving of the title.
Yeah, I guess that's hopefully this can be an example of adaptations done right. You know, that are faithful to the game, but at the same time good as an experience on its own. Because a game adaptation should never scare away audiences who aren't gamers. You know.
Yeah.
Mason is watching up in Canada, getting ready for season 2. Huge thank out to our Naughty Dog family. This wouldn't exist without all your incredible hard work. Big thanks to HBO and the support they've given us, and a lot of big thanks to our Last of Us community. None of this exists without you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
We also want to thank our partners at Sony Pictures. A special shout out to Carter Swan and the whole PlayStation Productions team, and everyone at PlayStation. Thanks so much. Thank you.
Thanks so much. Thank you.
All right. It was best adaptation. There's only like
the guy that
3 or 4 awards left. As the Disney game, I think. Wait, no. No, I was thinking it was Disney Dreamlight Valley. That's not. What actually is this? But yeah, I think there's like 3 or 4 awards left. But they're probably going to space out in between a bunch of announcements again. What is this? It's another one of those kind of farming sim
Cozy
customization
house.
ones. Yeah. Yeah, cozy games. Yeah,
yep.
Definitely. I can see the appeal in those sort of games, but I don't know. There's just so many of them. Hey, a sailcloth kind of thing where you're flying around? What does that
Never
look like?
seen that before.
But yeah, as I was talking about, the idea of a next-gen Switch maybe coming out next year is because you could tell that was a Switch game just because of how limited it sometimes is. I guess this is a promotion for the Monster Hunter mobile game. I'm trying to remember. I think Niantic developed that.
Yep.
Yeah, the same developers of Pokemon Go, and of course, much more important than Pokemon Go, Pikmin Blue.
Oh yeah, which
we all know that Pokemon is just a knockoff of Pikmin. You know, Pikmin is always
with slight variation. Pikmin is truly the original, even though it's the original.
Yeah, which I think we still have the best sim/strategy game coming up, which Pikmin 4 is one of the nominees. We'll see if that wins. Personally, if it was my way, Pikmin 4 would win all of the awards.
I'm gonna say all the awards here.
That I don't know.
Best audio, best voice acting, Pikmin 4. That's it.
Even though it really doesn't have voice acting. But yeah. Pikmin 4, Pikmin is an overlooked series, and Pikmin 4 is genuinely a very great game. It's just probably
No Man's Sky is just there's a lot going on there.
Again, yeah, one of those games that they constantly update, and it's hard to get into. But yeah, I mean, I'm just echoing reviews, but they say about No Man's Sky that, in reviews, they said a lot that, you can generate a billion or something worlds, but you can't generate a billion unique things to do.
Yeah, yes.
Which is No Man's Sky main's problem, but I'm sure, yeah, it has some good stuff in there. And that's why it's fairly popular. Yeah.
It does have a lot of different ships, though. I'll give it that. It's easy. Each world is very detailed, and you can build anything in every world. And there's all kinds of different ships. You can build bays in space. You can explore. And that part of the game it does not let down at all.
Yeah.
It delivers. But as for variety,
yeah.
Once you've played it for a year,
that's the problem with trying to make exploration open world type games even bigger. Is again, bigger doesn't necessarily mean better.
It just means more of the same.
Yeah.
Years ago with this guy right here, Sean Murray. Sean, looks like the content keeps rolling in 2024. But what does the next decade look like for Hello Games?
Well, to start with, next year is going to be a really big year for No Man's Sky. Like I said, I've been working on it for 10 years now. And
I believe they've said it every year. It's going to be a big year next year.
Yeah.
For the last 5 years,
yeah.
It's a common saying.
Yeah, something very different, something maybe more ambitious. For
there we go. Tell us a bit about it, Sean.
Well, for No Man's Sky, we generated a whole universe of kind of sparse, alien-looking planets, and that wasn't easy. It was hard, but there is something that's much harder that we wanted to do. For our new game, we wanted to create an Earth, something as varied, a planet that is as varied as a universe, something bigger than Earth, something with, mountains, real mountains, not video game mountains, but mountains that are miles high, taller than Everest, that when you climb to the top of them and look out, you can see rivers and canyons and continents, you can see oceans.
So it's just like an open world planet kind of thing?
Yeah, I mean, the first real open world, right? Something without boundaries. And we're going to let everyone play in it together. It's, a place where people can live out their sort of adventures together.
Well, we can't wait to take a look at it.
Okay.
Do you have anything
Interesting.
Very sure.
Yeah, so we have a trailer. And, it's quite a small team that's working on it. There's about a dozen of us. Actually, everyone's here. Everyone from the team is here.
We're very excited to share this. You know, we've been talking about this one for years.
Yeah, we're super nervous, but really excited if, people like it. This is a game I would like to still be updating 10 years from now.
All right, so Game Awards 2033.
We'll be back. But no, let's take a look. This is such an incredible project, and I'm honored that we get to show it up. Should we do it, Sean?
Yeah, let's do it.
Here we go.
Classic Ark.
Yeah.
Ark Survival. All this very similar.
Yeah, okay, so we'll see if they can have this sense of scale while still making it actually enjoyable.
Yeah, if they lose detail for scale, that's gonna be.
Yeah, I mean, with any open world, if there's pop in, it's a bit of a problem. And with an open world, I guess you're trying to, especially where you're trying to make it bigger, it's all about immersion, and popping kind of defeats that. But at the same time, like I said, an open world isn't the end-all, be-all. It's not like just because it's an open world, it's going to be a good game. You know, you still have to have good gameplay within that world.
You have to have a lot of options too, and just because it's spatially large doesn't mean there's a lot of options.
Yeah.
Then they need like a lot.
It just means there's
of
maybe
interactions to do.
Yeah, just a bunch of the same stuff on
Exactly.
one big world.
Yeah, like copy and paste, copy and paste.
And I mean, that's especially concerning how it said a procedural Earth, so I assume it's procedurally generated.
Yes,
so.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, just like the rest of No Man's Sky, procedurally generated.
Games like that show kind of the next decade of where games are going to, and hopefully TGA too. All right. Now join me in welcoming to the stage actor Simu Liu.
Wait, another celebrity actor?
He broke his leg.
What's up, everybody? How you doing tonight? God, there's so many of you. You guys all look so beautiful.
All right, first off, I want to address the elephant in the room. My foot's fine, you guys. I did tear my Achilles. I wasn't riding a dragon. I was playing pickup basketball in Miami. I wish there were a better story to this, you guys, but the story is this. You know, as you age, as you get older, you know, particularly as you cross the 30 threshold, your body starts to break down, all right? Things start happening, unless you're Anthony Mackie, for whom I think the laws of aging don't apply. Guys, just if you're not Anthony Mackie, learn to appreciate the importance of stretching, all right? It's very important. Keeping it real at the Game Awards, all right? Now, I'm here to share.
The celebrity's trying to be funny, but failing. That's what's been happening here.
I recently got a chance to team up with Frost Giant on their new real-time strategy game.
These celebrities are interesting. Interesting take. They all say something that doesn't really resonate with the audience. Every single one of them has failed.
Yeah.
Of course, my absolute all-time favorite game, StarCraft.
Interesting choice for an all-time favorite game.
StarCraft. Sounds like he was paid to say that. Or that he doesn't play the games. Maybe he's never even played. Maybe StarCraft is something he's never played.
That's why I love Stormgate. It was made by a team of ex-StarCraft developers who are just as obsessed with RTS as I am. In addition to competitive and co-op modes in the game, it's got an ongoing campaign that was written by Frost Giant with a little help from the legendary Chris Metzen. And so, yes, I brought a little bit of gameplay for y'all. And the first
We all know that the only actual real-time strategy game is Pikmin, of course, right?
Yes, come on.
Let's have a look.
These are all knockoffs.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, looking at the games
See,
industry in general.
They copied Pikmin right there.
Yeah, I mean, look at the games industry in general. It's everything is a knockoff of Pikmin.
You can tell, even the combat scene from Pikmin.
Yeah, I mean, even things that came out before Pikmin are clearly knockoffs of Pikmin.
See the caves, like in Pikmin. Electricity, like in Pikmin. What is going on?
Pikmin invented electricity, after all.
Dragons? Those look like red Pikmin.
Well, I
Come
guess.
on, this is all correlated.
Or like the vehement Fosbat from Pikmin 3.
Ah, that's right. Oh, not to mention the rock Pikmin.
Actually, that's a good idea. Next year, to make the Game Awards probably more enjoyable, I should just try to relate everything to Pikmin.
Yes! Yes!
Oh, armies! Pikmin! Like in Pikmin!
This is true. This is true. And do you see the targeting? The targeting.
Yeah.
That's whistles from Pikmin.
Gates? Gates?
Yes.
Pikmin has gates where you knock them down.
You should have known.
Oh, I think I stumbled upon a great idea to make any sort of presentation just a whole lot better. That sounded like he was imitating Charlie from Pikmin.
And now it's time to hand out the next award. Here are the nominees for
Those are the hand motions that Olimar does.
Best action adventure. Let's see. Two. Okay. Yeah. Okay, Resident Evil 4 remake.
A lot of
Nice.
these. Yeah. I saw him play Survivor. I want to so bad.
Yeah.
Her makes things.
King's Revive. Oh, I'm not expecting it, but I hope Tears of the Kingdom wins this.
I think it's Spider-Man.
Yes!
Yes! Let's
Whoa!
go! Let's go!
Oh, and there we go. The first award won by Tears of the Kingdom. Oh, listen to the music.
After they were nominated for what? Every single possible award?
Yeah. Six awards, and
my
here's the
goodness.
first one they've won. I want to win any more, but I mean, even if it's just this one, I'll be happy with it.
No one has won two, I don't think, so far. They might limit them to one.
I don't know. We'll see. Mr. Newman is Blue Champions Tunic.
To be able to be here to accept this award on behalf of everyone who worked together to create this game.
我々開発チームはこのゲームをゼルダの伝説の中で最も壮大な冒険になるように一生懸命作り込みました。
Everyone on the development team truly gave their all in making this game the best that it could be.
プレイヤーの皆さんそれぞれのユニークなゲームプレイが皆さん独自のハイラルの物語となります。プレイヤーの皆さん本当にありがとうございます。
Everyone's unique approach to playing this game can become their own personal story as an adventure through the lands of Hyrule. And to all the players, you have my sincere thanks.
Thank you so much.
There we go. All right.
Watch it himself.
Although usually he wears his when he's wearing his blue Champions Tunic shirt. I mean, I think when he accepted the awards for Breath of the Wild, he was wearing the blue Lobster Island shirt from Wind Waker. But I mean, both nice blue shirts. I think I'm on Baldur's Gate 3. I think it's probably gonna win. It's second or third award. We'll see. Third or second.
I think it's third.
Yeah, Baldur's Gate
has sound.
Oh, best strategy, sim strategy. Let's see what it is. Okay. Please, please, please. Yes!
Let's go!
Is that? Oh, I'm not sure if that. Yeah, Pikmin 3 was released in 10 years ago. I can't remember if it won an award at the first Game Awards, but if not, that's Pikmin's first award.
That's Motorsport for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any
mile.
This show, this Game Awards was that's multiplayer. Let's see.
Not Diablo, I don't think.
Mario Wonder, or well,
oh yeah, Mario.
Nah, it'll probably Baldur's Gate 3 since it's one of those big online games.
It's known for all. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, is that
fourth award or third award? I can't.
Third or fourth. That is
Players,
wild.
okay, which one was voted most popular?
I think it was Baldur's Gate again.
Probably.
It had that
It's
famous
5th or 6th award. At this rate, I think it's gonna win Game of the Year. Yeah.
Wow! Oh my gosh!
Yeah, it's sweeping the
Stormed
game. It's
awards.
sweeping the awards. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, this show might have
That
been
is crazy.
uneven and had a bad balance between announcements and awards, but I can forgive its flaws because Pikmin 4 won.
That's alright, as long as we had...
As long as Pikmin 4 won at least
They
one
may have
award,
been
I'd walk away
confused
happy.
about the other awards, but Pikmin 4 got what it deserved.
Yeah.
It didn't deserve... I mean,
for a game...
It deserved all 12.
Yeah.
But
for a game
okay.
that is basically every game ever made, all in one.
I mean, it really
You
is.
know?
Even this game is direct representation.
No. I think I'm gonna distance Pikmin from Clash of Clans.
Clash of Clans is pathetic. Pikmin is wonderful. What is going on? I don't believe this. I don't believe this at all.
Yeah. It's great that Pikmin 4 actually won a award. That's great. But yeah, okay, we're getting closer to the end of the Game Awards, so hopefully this interesting fiasco will be done hopefully soon.
I don't know about the Game Awards. It only gave Pikmin one award. There's so many Pikmins to choose from. How did they give them only one award?
I know.
They deserve it. Pikmin 1 should have gotten the award. Pikmin 2 should have gotten the award.
And Pikmin 1 plus 2 should have gotten a separate award as well.
Yeah, exactly.
And then
Pikmin 4, and then for each DLC or each update or rendition if possible.
Well, yeah, Pikmin 3 Deluxe. Except no rewards for Hey Pikmin though. No rewards for Hey Pikmin.
No,
we say
it
that.
doesn't
Award for Pikmin Bloom though, and
Yes.
also Pikmin Adventure.
Pikmin Bloom deserved 2 awards.
And I think probably best narrative probably should have gone to the Pikmin short films. You know.
Yes,
Definitely.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean
they're better than all these. Like,
I mean
Pikmin 4 should have
nothing
gotten
is
best
Pikmin.
action,
You know.
best MMO,
Yeah.
easily,
Definitely.
best combat, best strategy, obviously because
Best art direction and
Yes.
it's everything. You know. It should have gotten best adaptation. You know. I mean,
yes.
Pikmin is basically an adaptation of all of games.
It's us.
You know.
It's us. It's an adaptation
Yes.
of
Pikmin
existence. Pikmin is.
There's something about just life that is so
Pikmin.
summed up beautifully in Pikmin.
I should have done this for class. You could.
No, but
Man.
genuinely, Pikmin is the.
Ark Survival? Or. I don't even know what that was.
Yeah, it said Ark. Yeah.
Ark, yeah. I was. Pikmin, once again.
Okay. But genuinely, Pikmin is my favorite series of all time, and it is. It's you know, not the most popular
Pikmin
series.
Bingo. Yeah, it's not, but it really is good.
Yeah.
There's a reason why it's still around. I think people that just haven't played it
It's
don't
just
know what they're missing out on. I think
How
that's what it is.
it's all about. Okay, some from Square Enix. It's all about managing resources in real time with combat and puzzle solving. That's great. I love Pikmin. Final Fantasy 16 DLC, I guess. Or what is this? Or okay, so DLC, I guess, Echoes of the Fallen.
It seems somebody's woken this place up. We're about to find out. And then we will not like the answer. We better cut this short.
Okay, so I guess yeah, 2 expansions
Yep.
for Final Fantasy 16, which is
PlayStation 5 exclusive.
I don't think yeah, Final Fantasy 16 in general. I think it's still PlayStation exclusive, which I mean, fitting since in ever since the N64 release they moved over to PlayStation. Is it?
I think so.
I think that well, okay, I think some of the games have received a release on PC, and then of course older games have eventually been released on like Nintendo Switch. But I think for the most part, Final Fantasy is now a PlayStation kind of thing.
Game design can be chaos. Actually, let me rephrase that. The best game design is always
Who'd they say the scene was?
right?
Someone from Star Wars, I believe.
Normal for teams of hundreds to work for years on huge open worlds that are condensed into one package. When that chaos has somehow been harnessed into a cohesive artistic expression, that's great game design. So tonight, I'm proud to present the nominees for Best Game Direction.
See which one it is.
Game direction.
How do you run through a story that lives in your head?
Will Baldur's Gate win its
That would be
6th or
wild.
7th award? We'll see.
I think it's Super Mario Bros. It's gotta be. That's the best story. I don't think it's gonna be.
No.
There's no way.
I'm feeling like, I don't know. Tears of the Kingdom
It's gonna
got
be
like
like
6 nominations, but I don't.
It's gonna be Baldur's Gate,
Alan Wake, or Spider-Man. Alan Wake, okay.
Yeah, okay.
There we go.
Is that their second?
Yeah. So you get 2 awards and a musical number.
Wow.
Where's my Pikmin musical number?
I know, we need a.
Oh, come on!
We need a stirring, heartfelt speech.
I mean, Thank you. Alongside the original game, when they released it in Japan, they released a single called "I No Uta," which was actually this kind of tragic song from the perspective of the Pikmin, how they're following you and they're going to go to their deaths. But actually, that song outsold the original Pikmin when it was released. Yeah, and it's even in Pikmin 2. If you have like a squad of 20 of each Pikmin and you just stand there, they'll eventually just start singing the song.
This? Oh my gosh, it's tragic.
Yeah.
It's actually tragic because they I didn't realize they were sentient when I threw them at that monster.
Yeah, I mean, imagine being a Pikmin. Imagine.
That would be terrible.
This one.
But apparently they have honor.
This one Pikmin animator fan who makes animations, Pikmin animations, recently released Wooden Turtle, I think is the name of the channel, but recently released a animation called Point of View from the point of view of a Pikmin, where you're a Pikmin. And it's yeah.
One other thing. Next Monday, December 11th, New Game Plus, the final draft is going to be coming out. New story content. So yeah, go play it. Thanks. Thank you. Thank you, Game Awards.
All right, we've only got a few awards left, and I don't know. Usually the Game Awards are about an hour and a half, so maybe like 10, 15 minutes left. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. With just a few awards left, we'll see if Reggie Fils-Aimé presents any awards. The Reginator, the former president of Nintendo of America. He usually does present an award, but
I did the last one.
I don't think you did in the last one though. But we'll see.
Standing here today, I'm so proud and grateful for the amazing team at Embark Studios who helped make this crazy dream a reality. And of course, to all of you, amazing players. Watching you play the finals has been the most gratifying experience of my entire career. You're not just a part of this journey. You guide us, you inspire us, and I love you for that. Now, let's watch our latest trailer. Keep your eyes peeled for the launch date at the very end. It might be sooner than you think. Thank you.
No, I'm gonna close my eyes.
So that's uncompromised.
Oh, hey, another Nexon game. That famous indie studio that made Dave the Diver.
I know, they've come so far. I'm so proud of them.
Yeah, I mean, look
They've come
at
so
this,
far
look at
since
this
Dave the
indie
Diver.
game. It must.
Wow.
It probably has a pretty small budget, you know.
Yeah, it's probably very humble making.
Yeah.
I can tell it was a couple guys made this in their basement. Look at this. It's pretty typical.
Oh, season 1. I mean, you know, all indie games are live services that are attempting to draw players in to gain their money.
Yeah. That's how they work. See, this is totally indie. Look, see, it's just a small combat, small world.
Yeah,
very simple movement
mechanics.
Yeah.
Not very detailed animation, which is
No.
charming in indies, you know. And I mean,
very simplistic.
Yeah, like those visuals. I mean,
Exactly.
They're not that complex. Yeah. I think that's two things about this year's Game Awards. We've learned that every game is Pikmin, and also that every game is an indie game, you know?
This game is massive. Like,
every game is an indie Pikmin game, we'll put it that way.
I want to play this game now. It looks huge. What the heck is going on?
Good indie game.
This is the biggest indie game I've seen in my entire life. Like, easily.
Yeah, it's a lot more fun having a friend to watch the Game Awards and laugh at all the oddities rather than just watch by yourself.
The finals, season 1. The fact that it says season 1 is kind of offsetting. Like, I don't know if I want to play that when they update it every single week.
Yeah, those live service games are not.
That's like Apex. Yeah.
Fortnite again? Wow.
That's it. Fortnite is too strong.
It's a great indie game.
It has to go. Fortnite is a pretty classic indie though. You gotta give it to them. They've come such a long way. I'm so proud of Epic and all their indie games.
Yeah, can't wait for that orchestra. The best part. Well, we've almost
Look
made
at these
it.
beautiful indies. Yeah. So crisp.
Fortnite Funland.
Fortnite Funland was
it's
that?
such a great indie. Look at all these
Color Climb, love that.
Fortnite indies. Yeah, there's too much in Fortnite.
Yeah, that's
As someone who doesn't play it, there's too much.
That's it. Baldur's Gate.
Baldur's Gate. The new pinnacle of the genre. Yeah, that's why it's such a big deal. It's apparently a really good RPG.
Wait till you see Baldur's Gate. You'll never want to leave.
It's party time. I mean,
Indeed.
It's party time. That is the phrase that most people associate with Pikmin. Baldur's Gate 3 is just Pikmin.
That's true.
Baldur's Gate 3 is basically just Pikmin 3.
Points of Pikmin.
Yeah.
They should sue. Pikmin should sue. I don't know what they're doing. They're probably watching all of this. No.
Yeah.
It's pathetic. It's pathetic how they can't have an original storyline. They have
I
to just
know.
copy Pikmin.
Yeah. Command. Pikmin. Obviously.
Look at that. Look at that. Pikmin.
After the show, check out the TJ show on Twitch where Google Play.
Bloom. It's got Bloom. It's got it.
Pikmin Bloom, yeah. And it's already come out, but it's my most anticipated mobile game of next year, even though it's already come out.
Yes.
Now it's time for tonight's final world premiere. That's right, we're getting towards the end of the show. And this one, I will let speak for itself.
Bloom.
Yeah.
It's gonna be. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't think this is. It's not
like
Pikmin nor Nintendo, which is okay. We went Game Awards 2023 without anything from Nintendo, which just like I was talking about at the beginning, Nintendo really wants to save their stuff for directs, and also I think Nintendo is holding back a lot of their stuff for revealing for the next console, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, for what it's worth, at least Pikmin 4 won an award. Oh, what is this? Geoff Keighley said he would let this one speak for itself, but I don't hear any words, so I don't think it's speaking for itself.
What's going on?
Yeah, Josh. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, this is Monster Hunter then.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is Monster
Okay,
Hunter.
okay.
A new Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter Wilds.
Wilds.
Okay, I mean, yeah, I should have seen that coming. There has been talk of Capcom revealing something. Oh, okay, and there's a Rathalos. Okay, that's nice, especially after how popular Monster Hunter Rise was. So, 2025. Okay, still got some time.
A year, only a year left to wait.
But man, that did look a lot like Pikmin. Yeah,
Uncanny resemblance, one could say.
Monster Hunter series producer Ryozo Tsuchimoto, it's so great to have you here at the Game Awards. We got to hang out in Osaka earlier this fall, where you showed me the gameplay, gave me a demo of the game, and wow, I gotta tell you guys, it looks incredible. Everyone wants to know, we saw 2025, when do we get to play this?
はい、ようやく、発表することができました。モンスターハンターの新作です。こちらですね、9月にジェイさんにも見ていただきましたタイトルなんですが、現状ですね、2025年リリースを
The poor translators.
Thank you, Jeff. I'm very happy to finally be able to announce this title to everyone. This title, back in September, we were happy enough to show it to you. Is planned for release in 2025.
To basically just say what the same thing.
What an answer.
When will we get to play it? Just look at the trailer. It said at the end.
2024年の夏頃現状予定しておりますので、しばらくちょっとお待ちいただけたと思っております。それとですね、今年カプコンがですね40周年を迎えさせていただきました。この40年間応援してくださったファンの皆様、本当にあり
Yeah,
がとう
we'll
ご
see
ざ
how
いま
this
す。
one turns out. I need to. I've never played a Monster Hunter game. I should probably play Rise or something else sometime.
頑張ってまいりますので、これからも引き続きぜひよろしくお願いいたします。
They're just so big.
Yeah,
They just
yeah.
About this game in the summer of 2024, so we hope you keep an eye out for it.
I don't know. As far as Capcom goes, I'm thinking of sticking in Mega Man.
Anniversary. I would like to thank all of the Capcom fans for all of your love and support throughout all of these years. We couldn't have done it without you. Capcom will continue to create exciting, fun games, and the best is yet to come.
Excellent. Thank you, Ryozo. Great to see you. All right. Well, now to present Game of the Year from the upcoming films Wonka and Dune Part 2, please welcome YouTuber Modded Controller 360.
Oh, another celebrity. Nice.
Who is this?
What's his name? Timothy Chalamet, I think.
The imagination, passion, and technical brilliance of the 6 nominees for the Game of the Year were truly inspiring. Here with a medley celebrating each of these games, once again, Lauren Ralph and the Game Awards Orchestra.
At least that celebrity doesn't talk about for today. That's pretty good. But I think he's... I don't know.
He's the actor.
I'm not sure if I'm remembering correctly, but I think he said he's like a fan of Luigi's Mansion or something.
Oh.
But let's the orchestra. This orchestra will get to hear both music from Tears of the Kingdom and Mario Wonder, so that's nice. Oh, hey! That is the flute guy.
Is he there?
He became famous last year because of, last year both because of how enthusiastic his playing was, but also because he kept on switching out between instruments, between pieces.
Wait, really?
And would play a bunch of different instruments, all different woodwinds. Yeah. And he got to sign, especially last year, because Xenoblade Chronicles 3 was a nominee for Game of the Year, and it has a lot of flute and woodwinds. So yeah, his name is Pedro Eustache, but he's famous as the flute guy. not the same without the vocals. I mean,
Just learned about it.
it's good to know that the yep, there he is again, flute guy, and he changed instruments from. Oh, and there you can see, saw him put it down. Yeah, we got some pretty good.
Raise.
Yeah, we got some pretty good nominees this year. Yeah, see the grand return of the flute guy.
Honestly, that's all I was waiting for. I watched the entire Game Awards for Flute Guy. Next year when I go with the sign saying, "Let's go Flute Guy." Bill Clinton.
But there he is. I knew he would shine during Tears of the Kingdom because of how it has saxophones and woodwinds emphasized.
So where's the Bill Clinton guy? I'm sad he's not here.
I don't think they'll let the Bill Clinton kid up on stage.
I don't think they'll let him in the building.
No.
Oh wow! It's a big flute now.
Oh man. But I love how they just
look at him, man. Yeah. Wow.
I love how well they weave together all the music from the Game of the Year nominees in this orchestra. I also love the flute guy, of course, but yeah, I always look forward to the orchestra. It's just
they're so jealous of Flute Guy. You can see it in their eyes.
It builds up as the orchestra just swells, and then you get to it. You get to the announcement. And I wonder if that Timothée Chalamet person will announce the Game of the Year. Because I mean, the past few years they've done the tradition of the previous winner would get to announce it, which would be Eiji Aonuma and Mr. Fujibayashi from. Excuse me, no, sorry. Which would be the Elden Ring developers.
Oh, he's gonna do.
But I guess it's not them.
Some silly celebrities in it.
They stole it from FromSoft. Oh, there's Eiji Aonuma and Fujibayashi. They probably know it's coming. It's not Tears of the Kingdom, is it? What is it?
And the Game of the Year is Baldur's Gate 3.
Okay. It's 7th or 8th award or something?
Yep.
But yeah, I guess it... Oh, now we get to see the guy in the armor go up.
Armor.
But I guess it deserves it. It apparently is a very good RPG.
So he must be the producer of this.
Yeah, or producer, director, we'll probably say. But yeah, I guess, yeah, Baldur's Gate 3 probably does deserve this award, you know. But make sure the Bill Clinton kid does not get up on the stage right now.
Every guard is on high alert right now.
Yes.
Watch out for Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton's his unit.
I didn't expect it anymore. Thank you so much. Game like Baldur's Gate 3 isn't possible if you don't have an incredible team working on it. And Larian spent their hearts and souls for 6 years on this game.
Got a long development cycle.
Difficult circumstances. This was our COVID game. Along the way, we lost quite a few people also, so we want to dedicate this to all the people we lost, and especially to Jim, our lead cinematic artist who passed away in the last month. I want to thank over 2,000 people, so sit back and relax. But I also want to thank everybody that supported us throughout this entire effort. Our families, our friends, our partners. You were the best, and without you, we wouldn't have done it. Thank you very much. Thank you.
There we go. Baldur's Gate 3 is the Game of the Year 2023.
Wow.
I mean, I can't say I didn't see it coming, but yeah. I guess that was the Game Awards 2023.
That guy just says, they should have known it was Bill Clinton. Imagine
No.
it was him all along. The kid just dressed up as him.
On Thursday, December 12th, 2024. Happy holidays. Good night.
I hope Pikmin 4 wins Game of the Year next year.
Wow, the guy really didn't tech. So well.
That's it. That's the Game Awards 2023.
Only one award for Pikmin. But it's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. People got confused and put down Baldur's Gate instead. I understand.
Yeah. I mean, numbers are confusing. Baldur's Gate 3, Pikmin 4.
It is very common thing. I think everyone confused Baldur's Gate for Pikmin, and that's all. That would explain the whole the whole issue with the votes going the wrong game, but it's okay.
Yeah.
It's understandable.
Well,
Mistakes happen.
What do you think were some of the highlights of the Game Awards 2023, Tony?
Pikmin 4 being nominated as the best.
Yeah,
action.
I mean, that presentation had so many flaws, but at the end of the day, I can be happy that Pikmin 4 at least walked away with one award.
It had what it deserved. Not as much as it deserved, but it has what it deserves.
Yeah.
And I think Baldur's Gate must be. It really. I mean, it stormed the entire platform easily.
Yeah.
With awards.
Yeah, it led this show.
6 or 7? Like, that's wild.
Yeah. And that's usually the case, you know. The game of the year will definitely lead the show. But yeah.
Yes, I mean, I know a lot more games than I knew now or before, so it's.
Well, yeah,
I'm gonna have to go and give some of those a try. Actually, Baldur's Gate specifically.
Yeah, for me, it's an eye opener to how limited my tastes are. Again, as a Nintendo fanboy, but I do feel a bit sad that Tears of the Kingdom nominated for 6 awards, won only 1.
I know that was very disappointing.
Breath of the Wild, its predecessor, was nominated for 6 and won 3, including Game of the Year. But from what I've heard, Baldur's Gate deserves all the praise, all the high praise.
Yeah, years of development. I mean, it's kind of hard to beat that.
Yeah, and I mean, the fans waiting 23 years for a new entry and it being this big and this incredible and pushing forward RPGs so much, it deserves it. Once again, the Game Awards, we end with kind of what I was talking about at the beginning. The Game Awards are a pretty mixed bag, and this year, just like every year, they didn't have that great of a balance between announcements and
releases,
awards.
I mean,
and because especially
releases though.
Yeah, a bunch of announcements.
That was worth it though.
I mean, yeah, there were some really good ones. For me, so what stuck out, World of Goo 2 finally getting a sequel to World of Goo.
Yes.
That was awesome.
A lot of war games coming back.
Yeah, like
that was large this year.
Probably my biggest highlight was that Sega, where Sega just
revamps. So many revamps. That was wild.
Jet Set Radio, Crazy Taxi,
Yes.
Shinobi, and Golden Axe. So many franchises that have been dead for 5 games. 5 franchises that have basically been dead for years, just coming back. When Sega said that tune into the Game Awards, they meant it. They really are bringing that new entry.
They came in big. They came in the biggest I'd say out of any developer.
Yeah, and of course we got obligatory vague Kojima new game. We'll allow it. He's a visionary, and he makes some
with Peel, of course.
Interesting games. Yeah.
I'm excited to see that. That was an interesting release.
Yeah, and speaking of Peel, in terms of how they dealt with announcements and awarding awards, they also just had too many celebrities. Too many celebrities who had no idea what they were talking about.
Where did they even, whose idea?
I'm fine with Gonzo, but everything else
was alright. Gonzo actually knew what he was talking about.
It's like Geoff Keighley, he just... he wants people at the Grammys and the Oscars to take the Game Awards seriously, and he wants to do that by bringing in a bunch of star power, but that's not what his audience actually wants. Geoff, stop trying to impress everybody else and just bring people who actually can appeal to gamers. People who can actually know what they're talking about, and don't get scorned from the audience who you are presenting this ceremony to. Yeah.
I always like to see some celebrities massive buzzwords that have no idea what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Nothing beats that.
And in terms of again talking about games that actually won, I'm very glad that Cocoon won Best Indie. And it's higher on my priority list now. I'm definitely going to check that out sometime. Sea of Stars winning.
I will say,
Best
I think the
Indie.
voting was very accurate this year. I think it was very accurate. Yeah. Majority of voters. I mean, I was.
Yeah, it's no surprise that Baldur's Gate 3 won.
So many. I think it was good. I
Player's
thought
Choice,
at least Spider-Universe was going to win.
Did Spider-Man 2 win any awards?
None.
I feel bad I feel bad, especially Fluffy of another Kiro Tarakai author. He loved the first game so much. I feel kind of sad for him. Yeah, but hey, Pikmin 4 won an award.
As long as Pikmin 4 wins, we're happy.
Yeah, and it was also nice seeing Cocoon Best Debut Indie, and then Sea of Stars Best Indie. Those are both definitely higher on my priority lists now. Once again,
there's some other releases besides Big Walk. There was
Yeah,
also
oh,
release,
yeah,
believe, by
I
House
forgot.
House.
Yeah, Big Walk. Looking
was
forward to
really-
that.
That was interesting. I mean,
I don't know.
was-
Looking at how it looks graphically, I wonder if it will be Switch, or who knows? By the time it comes out, the Switch 2 or whatever the next console is could be
the
out.
new console's gonna be out.
But yeah,
Fingers crossed for the new console. I want detachable Joy-Cons, please. I don't need the Steam Deck.
yeah. Well, thank you, Tony, so much for joining me for the Game Awards
By all means.
2023. As always, a mixed bag, very much so. But it was good having this good time with you, reacting to it, discussing it, and yeah. Any closing thoughts?
I'd say, wow. Next year, I'm looking to see who my money's on Miss Piggy for next year, and I think
which one will come next?
Very good. I think this year was great. I think Pikmin could have gotten more awards, but besides that, I think everything was done really well.
Yeah, except for two really, really big issues. The actual acceptance speeches being cut off by music, while random celebrities are allowed to continue on with their banter for far too long. It's a problem with Jeff Keighley, the Game Awards, and probably the industry as a whole. And yeah, it's the Game Awards' obsession with strict pacing and celebrity star power. But yeah, after all that, I think we'll end on a positive note. Yeah,
yeah, it was.
We'll
it
walk
was
away
exciting.
with this one final thought, that at least Pikmin 4 won an award.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you so much for listening. If you stuck with us to the end, thank you very much. This has been Fawful DX and Tony of Kiro Tarakai, and that was the Game Awards 2023. It's Pikmin. It's all just